Good evening and welcome to this session of the live learning classes organized by the Board of Studies of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. It's nice to be here again, and let's see who's logged in. And right, good evening. So we have Aisha, welcome. Darshan ji, welcome. Vanakkam. Bhumika ji, Keshav. Nilesh Kapoor is coming out with a long question. Let's see. Rajini is here. Welcome, Nilesh. Nilesh ji, again, you will have to, if you use English, it will be better. Kindly, have that thing. Isme kya ans likhna? I don't know what you are asking also. Okay, please don't mistake me. Kindly ask in English or at least some Hindi that I can understand. Explain the provisions of the company procedure for transacting business of the general meeting of members of company through postal ballot. Meeting of its members. Explain the provisions of the procedure. Okay, so you want to know isme kya answer likhna hai? Okay, likhna. Agreed. You want to know what answer is to be written? That question. See, this question is basically a theory question. Okay, though they have given you I'll come to the point, then I'll come to postal ballot and I will tell you what to write. Your question is what answer is to be written, right? Just give me 1 minute. I'll come there and then we can. We have seen poll now. See, after that, that is why, when you ask me again that day whether it's important and all that, I could not say it is not important. So it is definitely important. Postal ballot is not important. I will tell you what you have to write. What is the question? Don't read the entire, waste your time. Explain the provisions of the Companies Act relating to the procedure to be followed for transacting business of the general meeting of members of a company through postal ballot. I think this is another question, whatever it is. Basically, they are asking explain briefly the provisions of the Companies Act. So what is the Companies Act provisions? So this is a strict theory question. You should know what the section is. So definition of postal ballot, you should write. Then when a company, this slide you have to write. Okay. Then you have to go here. Manner in which postal ballot shall be conducted. Got it? And then, once that is over, you talk about the advertisement. Okay? No need to write content. No need to write content. Listen. Waste of time. Don't write all this. Okay? The assent or dissent received after 30 days. Result shall be declared. Okay? Voting by electronic means shall apply mutual and disputed. That's all. No need to write anything more than this. If you write this, then it is enough. Do not write the circumstances when. That is not needed. Okay? That is not needed. No need. All this is not needed. Okay? So I hope I have answered your question, sir. Use you use your discretion also. And one more thing, I think this is a regularly repeated question. So prepare a standard answer, mug it up and be prepared. So that in the exam, if you get it, just write it. That's all. Okay? I hope you are answered, sir. Good. Thank you. If in an adjourned meeting, adjourned for the want of quorum, a person being proxy for more than one person has one or more. See, at the adjourned meeting, adjourned for want of quorum, even one proxy can be valid. So if he is a proxy for more than one, it doesn't matter, Manavji. He's one proxy is enough. If that one proxy is representing 5 people also, what is there? So a person can be proxy for more than one, except that 10% limit is there. One single person, if you are being a proxy for who is holding more than 10%, you cannot be proxy for anybody else. Otherwise, you cannot. In your case, it doesn't matter. I think your question itself needs to be reworded. How does it matter? Because at the adjourned meeting, adjourned for want of quorum, the members present shall form a valid quorum. So one man is enough, one proxy is enough. So whether he is a proxy for 5 people and all, it doesn't matter. Okay. So now we have to go on to something that you know very well. I don't have to waste your time. This was already taught by me when I taught you earlier subject on, I think, incorporation itself. I taught you special resolution. Still, for the sake of regularity and for any new person here, I will go through it once. First of all, you should understand what is a motion and a resolution. Yeah, anything that is moved at a meeting is motion. Anything that is moved at a meeting is motion. Okay. Motion is work in process. So when you say, so a motion means, in fact, the way we do it officially is correctly is, Mr. Chairman, I move that the following resolution be passed as a special resolution. So that is called proposer. The proposer says, Mr. Chairman, I move that the following resolution be proposed. Then somebody else stands up and says, Mr. Chairman, I second the proposer. I second the proposal. Proposed and seconded, only then it can be put to vote. Where is it given in the Companies Act? Don't ask me. I do not know. It is not in the Companies Act. It is in the Westminster Rules, which is applicable to all meetings, whether company, society, Rotary Club, etc., Masonic meeting, any meeting of human beings are meeting to decide on a matter, Westminster Rule applies. If you are meeting in America and certain parts of Europe, Robert's Rules will apply. So in India, see, for example, to my knowledge, Rotary uses Robert's Rules. Toastmasters, we use Robert's Rules. Freemasons, we use Westminster Rules. Parliament of India, Westminster Rules. Small differences, but all these concepts are there in these rules. So should you know all these rules? No need. So if you ask me, sir, where does it say proposer, seconder and all in Companies Act? It is not there. No need. Because it is there in rules of meetings, which is common for all. Now, you should understand this term substantive motion. Any item of agenda which you are discussing is called substantive motion. Just like, in the law also, you have something called substantive law. I think the spelling is wrong. There is something called substantive law, right? Substantive law. Okay. Means the sections are called substantive law. The sections of the act are called substantive law. The rules are called procedural law. Are you able to understand? In the Companies Act, this is a mess. Those fellows in the ministry don't know the difference between substantive law and procedural law. They will put substantive provisions in the rules and confuse. So, see, the substantive law tells what is to be done. The procedural law generally is supposed to tell how it is to be done. Many cases in the Companies Act, these fellows have put the substantive law in the rules. Rightly or wrongly, I don't want to talk about it. But normally, intelligent people who know law, that is how they will do it. Substantive law is what? Income Tax Act is classic. In the Income Tax Act, you will find what is to be done in the section. The rule will talk about how it is to be done and the form is to be used, etc., will be in the rule. Okay, so this is how it should be done. For example, the amount will be calculated in accordance with the rules. Then how to be calculated? It will be given in the rules. That will be given in the rules. How it is to be done will be given in the rules. What is to be done will be given in the substantive law. Substantive law is superior to procedural law. Procedural law cannot override substantive law. Okay. Anything given in the main section is clear and unambiguous, then the rule cannot control the section. This is again something that our friends in the Ministry of Corporate Affairs conveniently ignore when it comes to making rules, because they have usurped the power from the Parliament through the rules. So they now can make anything they want through the rules and clarification. It's very bad and very wrong. Okay. Anyway, having said that, in the meeting also what happens, when something pertaining to the item of agenda is taken up, it is called substantive motion. Whereas when something pertaining to the how to conduct the meeting, for example, let us adjourn the meeting, procedural motion. Let us have, Mr. Chairman, I demand a poll, procedural motion. How to elect the chairman, procedural motion. This also has to be proposed, seconded and put to vote. See, at a certain point in time, a substantive motion is put to vote. Chairman is saying, putting this to vote. So-and-so proposed, so-and-so seconded, putting to vote. Voting by show of hands. Now the voting by show of hands result is yet to be announced. Somebody says, Mr. Chairman, I demand a poll. That is a procedural motion. Once a demand for poll has come, that can be put to vote. If it's an intelligent chairman, he'll put that to vote and say, let us see if you all want. Then if majority feel there is no need for poll, there is no need for poll. That is a procedural motion. Just you please understand it, the difference between substantive motion. Now, procedural motions are only meant for running the meeting, whereas a substantive motion, when approved by the requisite majority, is said to be passed. So, when a special resolution or an ordinary resolution is proposed, seconded, put to vote, and approved by the required majority, it is said to be passed. A motion, when passed, is a resolution. Got it? A motion, when passed, is a resolution. Got it? Correct. That's what I said now. These rules of meetings are common across the humanity. And they are decided by, basically they were decided in the Roman Senate. Okay. Then that was substantially modified by the British. But keeping in mind, by and large, the rules followed by the Senate in Rome, okay, continue to be guidelines. So that is used in, that was modified slightly by the British and adopted for themselves. Then Europe also adopted Britain. Mostly they were following. But then when America came and Britain sort of became a second-class power, slowly Americans started adopting different rules. Just like, the Americans will prefer to go on the right-hand side of the road. When we people who were originally British subjects, we or British people for that matter, prefer the left-hand side. So these things are there. So America will always go on the other side. So they decided, no, we won't follow. So another set of rules are the Robert rules. It's a nice rule. Not relevant for exam, just more for information purpose. So why I am giving all this now? So that tomorrow, suddenly in the act, you will find the word motion is used. Later on in your final syllabus, these fellows will come and say, unless a procedural motion that it shall be so done, first put to vote and passed without a single vote being cast against, you will find. There you should not ask what is a motion. Okay. What is a procedural motion and all that, right? Chala. Now, ordinary resolution, you know that votes cast in favor, notice has to be given correctly, and votes cast in favor of the resolution, including the casting vote, if any, of the chairman, by members who being entitled to so to do vote in person, or where proxies are allowed by proxy or by postal ballot, exceed the votes, if any, cast against the resolution by members so entitled and voting. It's very lengthy. Basically, votes cast in favor by members attending and voting, either in person or proxy or by postal ballot. By now, you know what it means. Person, fellow comes in person. Physical meeting, person. Proxy, fellow does not come, but his proxy comes and vote. Physical meeting. E-voting, that is coming under meeting only. Okay, because he's voting in person through electronic mode. Or postal ballot. Whatever may be, the votes cast by those members who are entitled to vote and are voting exceed the votes, if any, cast against. So you count the number of votes cast against, count the number of votes cast for should be more than against. Easy, simple, no problem. Now comes the problem, special resolution. This is slightly different. Votes cast in favor, and very, very important, notice should be given. Intention to propose as a special resolution should be given in the notice. So, for ordinary resolution, no need to mention. But in the notice, when you are trying to pass a special resolution, when you want the resolution to be a special resolution, you should mention. So, to pass with or without modification, the following resolution as a special resolution. That should be mentioned in the notice. If it is not mentioned, the special resolution is invalid. Please understand. So the notice should be drafted very carefully. If you want a special resolution, you should say to pass with or without modification, because the members can modify it. Board is only proposing. See, the board is including it. Somebody has to propose it and second it. Then it becomes the property of the meeting. My guru always says, a motion, when proposed and seconded, becomes the property of the meeting. Please note, once a motion is proposed and seconded, it cannot be withdrawn. It can be abandoned. it can be abandoned. The members may decide not to take it up, but the proposer cannot say, I will take it back. No, because once it is proposed and seconded, it becomes the property of the meeting. Then the meeting decides how to word it and all. So this is the role of, why do you think there is a proposer and seconder? You, even if you don't know where it comes from, it's, why is there a proposer? Because, see, there are 50 people sitting in the hall, yeah. You are proposing something. At least one more person should feel the same way now. At least one more. So you are saying you want this resolution to be passed. Agreed. At least one more person should agree. Now that is why seconding. Okay. That is why seconding. Right? See, now in normal meetings like Rotary clubs, society, residential welfare association, there is no strict agenda rule. Usually, finally, they will say there is any other matter with the permission of the chair like that. Company meetings, no. If you want to propose and pass a resolution, it has to be part of the agenda. If it is not part of the agenda and you want to take it up, there is another provision where 6 weeks before the meeting, or you can send the resolution, or 2 weeks before you can send the statement. Go through that procedure, provided you have the requisite number. Otherwise, you can't just come to the meeting and say, Mr. Chairman, I want to take up this matter. Not possible. No, impossible. Okay. You have to either, or you should say, I want to discuss. Then the board should again call for a meeting, give that as the agenda, you take it. Okay. Now, special resolution, you know it. I don't want to waste your time. Votes cast. Yeah, Nilesh, I think you should also have a dictionary with you, ma. I'm not here to explain all this to you. You should know basic English, no, Nilesh. Somewhere you keep a dictionary with you. Please. Every time Srikanth cannot come and explain every word. Cast means voting. When I cast a vote, I'm exercising my vote. Casting the vote means exercising the vote. Okay. Votes cast means votes which are given, cast. Okay. Okay. You don't like the word. You don't like that word cast. It's a little too complicated for you. Then you just substitute it with a simpler word that you might know, like given. Okay. Votes given, like that. Votes cast is the correct term, but if you don't like it, leave it. Votes given in favor of the resolution. You know why I am telling this to you, Nilesh? Now, see, as you come to final exam, there will be more and more complicated English words that you will need to understand. So you have to improve your vocabulary. Not only Nilesh. See, Nilesh is honestly in a good way. He is asking. As a teacher, it is my duty to explain. But every word which is a little complicated, if somebody has to explain, no, it's very difficult. So technical terms we can explain. But cast is something that it's a common usage word. Votes cast in favor means votes given in favor of the resolution. De diya. Okay. Votes de diya. They are given diya. Give. The same meaning it's given. That's all. Votes. So I don't know what you say in Hindi. Similar. Okay. Yeah, many words are there in dictionary. So if you go to Google, there are about umpteen dictionaries. Boss, you have to, not only Nilesh ma. Now I am not addressing Nilesh. I am not talking to Nilesh ji at all. I am talking to every one of you here. Your vocabulary is X. Let us say that your vocabulary is, I don't know what it is, X number of words. You should increase it, boss. It is not enough. See, for example, my vocabulary is about 150,000 English words. 150,000 English words. There is a test for it and I have taken it. Okay, 150,000. How did this 150,000 come? By asking the faculty for the meaning every time? No. When I don't know the meaning, I will look it up in the dictionary. I will write it in your notebook. I will remember it. I will use it in a sentence. It becomes mine. This is how you have to improve your vocabulary in English. There is no... So, Nilesh, don't get upset with me for telling this. But again, you know, it is the duty of a teacher not only to answer all the questions that the student is asking. It is not a contract by which the student has the right to only ask the question. The teacher should give the answer. Definitely. But teacher can also give other inputs to the student which he thinks are important for that student. This is the role of a good teacher. See, your professional teachers who are taking money and all, forget them. But the traditional teachers do this. They will give inputs to the student going beyond the content of the subject, which will help him in the long run. In that spirit only, I am telling this to all of you. Please start improving your vocabulary. You might ask, how does it help me? Suddenly, when you go, when you're 30 plus, by the way you communicate, way you talk, people are so impressed. You will be happy. You will be so happy. That day, you might thank this idiot who told you, please improve your vocabulary in English. No, that day you will thank me. Now you won't know the value of a teacher. You'll only get irritated by my words. But at that time, you will thank me. Hey, that fellow Srikanth told, and I started reading any new word, I looked it up and I remembered the meaning and all. I'll tell you one more thing and then I'll push on. English is a complicated language. Believe me, some words have more than one meaning. Some words have more than one meaning. So contextually, you should know which meaning is being used here, right? So here votes cast means votes given in favor of the resolution, including the casting vote. See, here they are saying casting vote. Don't ask me how to distinguish between cast and casting. Casting vote is vote given by the chairman. It is a special privilege of the chairman, which means, okay, it is the second vote. By members who being entitled so to do vote in. See, here also they are saying including the casting vote. But by members who being entitled so to do vote in person or where proxies are allowed by proxy or by postal ballot are required to be not less than 3 times the number of the votes, if any, cast against the resolution by members so entitled and voting. Friends, you have to count the number of votes cast against, then see number of votes cast in favor. The number of votes cast in favor should be not less than 3 times the number of votes cast against, if any. That's all. Nothing. It is not rocket science. Now, again, MCA wallas have done a foolishness. I'll tell you what. Think and answer. Don't be in a hurry. Think and answer. Special resolution. Is there a need for casting vote? Special resolution. Is there a need for casting vote? When there will be a need for casting vote? Only when the votes are exactly equal. Only when the votes are exactly equal. Then what will the chairman do? If he wants the resolution to be passed, what he will do? If he wants the resolution to be passed, then he will vote in favor and tip the scale. Please understand. Now, if the votes cast in favor of the resolution, so in this case, they are creating a new concept of a casting vote. You know how it is? Let us say that the number of votes cast in favor is exactly 3 times the number of votes cast against. The number of votes cast in favor is exactly 3 times the number of votes cast against. Is the resolution passed or not passed? The number of votes cast in favor is exactly 3 times. If the resolution passed or not, it is passed. So why should the chairman exercise casting vote? If it is less than 3 times, this is where maybe these fellows are thinking like that. The number of votes cast in favor should be exactly 1 vote less than 3 times. The number of votes cast in favor should be exactly 1 vote or whatever number of votes. You know, if it's by poll, 100 shares means 100 votes less than the poll. Then that can be cast by the chairman as casting vote to make it exactly equal to 3 times so that the resolution will be passed. It is all stupid, according to me. Don't mistake me. Okay. Sir, 2/3, where do you get, madam? Again and again, don't trouble me with 2/3, ma, please. Where do you find in this slide? Do you find 2/3 anywhere? Don't say 2/3, ma. Special resolution needs exactly 3 times the number of votes also passed. The number of votes cast in favor should be 3 times the number of votes cast against, if any. Nowhere you will find 2/3, 3/4, 75%. Nowhere. Okay. But finally, see, this I struggled to make you understand in my incorporation class. Again, with folded arms, I beg you. In this section 114, there is no 3/4, no 2/3, no 75%. This is what it is. The section is exactly reproduced here. Please, kindly yaad kar dijiye, yaad. Okay. Number of votes cast in favor is not less than 3 times. These fellows are given casting vote and all. Casting vote could only mean this. That, see, the number of votes cast in favor should be short of 3 times by exactly the votes of the chairman. Then the chairman can give the casting, which is stupid. That's not the idea of that. So I don't know why they are doing like this. They'll all do nonsense. These MCA fellows will do anything. Sorry to say. Without brain, they will do anything. Thinking that they are intelligent, they are God. According to them, they are God. If they have told me, that is it, final. It's like 10 commandments given by God to Moses. We have to obey. Like that, they will tell. Chalo, no problem. So here are some practical problems. Now, if you have understood it, you will write it. Has special resolution been passed in the following cases? Why I am saying private company na? Only because of quorum issue. Understand? Otherwise, there is no significance for private company. Only for quorum. Because for public company, quorum is minimum 5 na. That is why I am saying private. I needed 3 here. So how can a public company have 3 members? Minimum quorum is not there na. So I am giving private company. That's all. Otherwise, as far as special and ordinary resolutions are concerned, there is nothing about private or public. Now tell me, 3 members attend the meeting of a private company. 2 members are in favor. 1 is neutral. Have we passed a special resolution? 1 is neutral. None against. Have we passed a special resolution? We will read all the 3. You can even put 1 answer, 2 answer, 3 answer. 2 members attend the meeting of a private company. 1 is in favor. The other does not vote. Have we passed a special resolution? See, if you understand this definition, answering these questions will be easy. See, now what Varshaji will argue, sir, see, no, sir, there 3 people are attending, 2 are in favor, 1 is neutral, 2/3 Zena, 2/3 Zena. Correct. Now come to 2. Only 2 members are attending. 1 is in favor, other does not vote. He is simply watching the proceeding, which he is entitled to do. Now I am asking, have you passed a special resolution? Yes. For which one? 2 or 1? So in 1, don't confuse with 2/3 and all. What you need to do is how many against. Neutral also you ignore. Neutral means he is not voting for or against. What is the number of votes cast against? 0. 0 into 3, 0. 2 is greater than 0. Passed. 2. Now Nilesh is not able to accept this. 2 members are attending. 1 is in favor. Other does not vote. How you can say, no, sir, there is something wrong here, sir. Let us see if anybody else can get the answer. 2. Nilesh says no. I would like to say he is correct. But again, Mr. Nilesh has to apply the rule. Rajni, in your statement, kindly say votes cast in favor is not less than 3 times. That not less than is very, very important. Not less than. Correct. Darshan has got it. 3 pass. See, my dear Mr. Nilesh, number of votes cast in favor shall be not less than 3 times. Not less than 3 times. Right, sir? Now, how many votes passed against? Again, nothing. Because the other fellow is not voted, yeah. Again, he is neutral. He is not voted. Abstained. No problem. How many votes against? 0. 0 into 3, 0. 1 is greater than 0. Same logic. Same logic. How many times I tell people they don't seem to understand my words. This type of, first of all, Karan Prasad is disturbing my class by asking this question. Is there any live batches? At least you can put this question at the end of the session. Instead of putting it right in the middle when I'm seriously discussing a topic, you are asking 1, 2, you are asking the right question to the wrong person. I don't know. Mujhe nahi malum teliyudu. I don't know. Teriyadu. In which language you want me to tell, I will tell. Except Punjabi and Urdu, which I don't know. Okay? I don't know, Karan. Please go to the Board of Studies, send them a mail, call them up, go to Delhi and ask them. I don't know. Okay, I am unfortunately a faculty of company law, teaching company law. Even I don't know what. When they call me to teach, I will teach. Got my point? I am not a member of the Board of Studies. I am not an employee of the institute. Please go to the concerned person and ask them. Okay? 3. 5 members attend the meeting of a public company having 200 members. Quorum is present. 3 members in favor of the motion. 1 is neutral, 1 is against. Again passed. Boss, again and again I am telling you, simply take the number of votes cast against, multiply by 3. If your votes in favor is equal to or more than, passed. Such a simple arithmetic. You don't have to. If you use the 3/4, 2/3 runner, you will get in trouble. If you use the 2/3, 2 3/4 logic and all, you will get in trouble. Whereas if you use number of votes cast in favor is exactly 3 times or more, not less than 3 times, that's all. You are safe. This question was asked in the examination. One of these questions was asked in the examination. So be careful. If you have doubt, one more time you read this, please. Kindly don't, because such a easy topic. Just don't go by conventional thing. All sorts of college professors and all will tell some nonsense. Please do unlearning. Forget all that. Even lawyers sometimes will tell wrongly. They don't know what is special resolution. Kindly ignore it. Please study as per section given by me in this slide. Go through these three. Become strong and go. Okay. Correct. One is against. Where is one? No. Three are in favor. One is neutral. One is against. One is against. 1 into 3. 3. Exactly 3. Correct. That's all. See, now you got the logic. Okay. Now, we will say goodbye to special resolution because there is nothing more than this here. Still, if you want to use the 3/4, 2/3 and all, welcome. What can I do? I have done my best as a teacher to make you knowledgeable. Still, if you want to use 1/2/3 majority, 3/4 majority, please go ahead. Now you know the correct procedure. Now onwards, how you can get confused, you decide. Okay. Good. Now you also seen special notice now. When we did auditors, do you remember? Wherever in this act, special notice is required to be given, it shall be given in the manner specified in Rule 23. Okay. So how it should be given? We saw that. Okay. Yeah, absolutely correct. In all past, in all SR past, absolutely correct. All right. Now you got the point. Okay. Now, special notice is a notice given by the members to the company. Normally, notice is given by the company to the member for the meeting. Special notice is a notice given by the member to the company. For what? In some cases which are mentioned. One of those was your so-called appointing a person other than the retiring auditor and appointing, and secondly, specifically resolving that the retiring auditor shall not be reappointed. Okay. So, if you want to do that, then you have to give special notice. How? Minimum number is needed. We already saw this when we did auditors. The number of members holding not less than 1% of total voting power or holding shares on which aggregate sum of not less than 5 lakh has been paid up, whichever is less. 1% of TVP, total voting power, or not less than 5 lakh rupees. Right? This notice should be sent by the members to the company not earlier than 3 months, but at least 14 clear days before the meeting, before the date of the meeting at which the resolution is to be moved. Exclusive of, that's what it says, clear days is given here, exclusive of the day on which the notice is given and the day of the meeting. Same rule for postage will apply here also. When the members post it on a particular day, it shall be deemed to be delivered on the expiration of 48 hours. You can also give it by electronic form. No problem. Please send an email. Whatever, the notice should reach the company not less than 14 days before the meeting. Okay, not including the date of service and the date of meeting. The company in turn should distribute it to the members. The company shall immediately after receipt of the notice give its members notice of resolution at least 7 days before the meeting. Again, clear days, exclusive of day of dispatch and day of meeting. Here they are saying exclusive of the day of dispatch, not the date of service, date of dispatch. So I get your notice, I put it in post. Today is the date of dispatch, not including today. You have given me 14 days before, no? So not including today, the date of dispatch, count 7 days. Meeting should be after that. So I should ensure that I give 7 clear days notice to the members. But see, suppose I have 50,000 members and postage and all is there. Even email is very tiresome. No problem. I want to do it quickly. Then where it is not practicable, the notice may be published at least 7 days before the meeting in 2 newspapers, one in English and one in vernacular. Right, sir? Now, there are 2 matters which require, 2 sections which require special notice. One is your 140 subsection 4, which you saw. Appointing a person other than the retiring auditor at an AGM, or expressly resolving that the retiring auditor shall not be reappointed. Both require special notice. Removal of a director. Appointment of, this can be done even at a normal meeting. appointment of a director in the place of the director so removed at that meeting. These 4 matters. Unfortunately, I've left out one matter. I'm sorry. 2 sections, 4 matters require special notice. That's all. 2 sections, 4 matters. A director is not in your syllabus. That's why I've not given the section. There's no need for you to know. But 4 matters only. Appointing a person other than the retiring auditor, or explicitly resolving that the retiring auditor shall not be reappointed. We saw it in section 140. We also saw special notice at that time. Another is removal of a director. See, you don't want to have Mr. Unscrupulous. You want to remove him. Then you can pass a resolution. But for that, see, for example, at the AGM, it is proposed to reappoint Mr. Unscrupulous for another 5 years. You get angry. Oh my God, I want to remove that fellow. Do it. All you have to do is ensure that you're holding not less than 1% of the total voting power, or at least shares on which not less than 5 lakh rupees has been paid up. Then send the special notice to the company not less than 14 clear days. Company has to send it 7 days before. Then that's all. At the meeting, go and stand and see, that resolution we proposed. We have received a special notice for passing a resolution. Propose that so-and-so should be removed as a director. Put to vote. Obviously, unscrupulous will be having majority votes, means he is out. You are out. Your resolution will be defeated. Then, if the chairman is intelligent, he will take up. Thereafter, he will say, now that this has been decided, we will take up the appointment of our Mr. Unscrupulous as our MD. Everybody will clap. Then they will put garland on him and he will become director. But if you have a sufficient majority, then you go do all this nonsense. If you don't have majority, and if you are simply going around giving special notice, nothing will change. At the meeting, you go there, you can watch proceedings. That's all. Are you able to understand what I'm saying? If you still want to remove unscrupulous, then the answer is not in your syllabus. You have to go to final. Relief from oppression or mismanagement. There under section 402, there are powers. Under those powers, you have to take it up. Okay? So here you cannot touch. Nothing can be done to that. Sorry. Now, so this is that's why, I'm saying this topic is the dynamics of corporate management. Now, Nilesh can ask me, or others in the institute, they can ask you. So-and-so company, members of so-and-so company want to give special notice. They might give you the percentage, total voting power, number of shares and all. So they might ask you 2 questions. One, whether the members are entitled to give special notice, whether they have minimum. Then, advise these members on the procedure to be followed. This is the procedure to be followed. Or advise the company on the procedure to be followed. Or discuss the provisions of the Companies Act relating to the procedure for giving of special notice and the duty of the company. Whatever it is. So this is the answer. Right? Chalo. Now, whenever you pass resolutions in the meetings, also when agreements are entered into, these things have to be filed with the registrar. Okay? When within 30 days of passing or making thereof, and in the case of a IFSC, specified IFSC public or private company, the limit is 60 days. Okay. What is an IFSC company? IFSC company is a International Financial Services Center company. The International Financial Service Center is meant for giving services to people, companies that are abroad. Financial services are provided in specific international financial service centers. Such companies are called IFSC, public or private company. They are exempted from many of the provisions of the Companies Act. Okay. So before you are asking what is IFSC company, I have told you what it is. Okay. So, in case of IFSC company, they are giving a concession. You can go for 60 days, right? In which form? In form number MGT 14, read with rule 24. Okay, sir? Should I remember form numbers? Yes, you have to remember form numbers. See, don't mistake me for talking like this, but some questions are becoming so routine. I thought, like any other statutory announcement, I will make this announcement also. Many times, in the movies, we find statutory announcements. Cigarette smoking is injurious to health. Alcohol, what is that? Cigarette smoking causes cancer. Smoking kills. Like that, we have to read out the... Okay. Because they are frequently asked, so I am giving it. What are the resolutions and agreements to be filed? If you are passing a special resolution, it has to be filed. Resolution which have been agreed to by all the members, but which if not so agreed would have been effective unless they have been passed a special resolution. See, this is a type of thing. See, we are the company. Normally, special resolution has to be passed. Okay. Now, if instead of that, what you're saying, we have passed unanimous resolution. Why should we file? Even though it's agreed to by all the members, according to this section, it is special resolution. If it is a special resolution according to the section, then you have to file the details. That's what it means. So, even though you have passed it unanimously, even though you have ensured that all have agreed, it is originally in the section, it is a special resolution. Therefore, you have to file the information in MGT 14. This MGT 14 is a favorite form of the chartered company secretaries. They love that form. Everything, if you ask, sir, MGT 14 to be filed, sir. Sir, MGT 14 to be filed, sir. As if, like the parrot, they'll keep on telling MGT 14, MGT 14. Another beauty is, this is rule 24 now. In those days, the form number was 24. In those days, the same MGT 14 ka equivalent form, that was form number 24. So, form 24 is to be filed, form 24 is to be filed. Now, sir, MGT 14 is to be filed. Maybe somebody had a nostalgic, the 24 number they wanted, I think, in MCA. So, they ensured that this particular form is coming under rule 24. I don't know. Okay. So, sir, company secretary tell him, sir, what is the procedure? Sir, MGT 14 is to be filed, sir. Immediately you will tell MGT 14. Because almost all matters which are a little special, which are a little different, will be special resolution. Definitely, you have to file in MGT 14. So, MGT 14 will come. Resolution or agreements which have been agreed to by any class of members, which if not so agreed to would have been effective for their purpose unless they had been passed by a specified majority in some particular manner. You don't have such sections in your syllabus. But when you come to final, you will read about mergers and there is, amalgamations and compromises, arrangements and amalgamations. There you will find creditors have to pass a resolution by which majority in number representing 3/4 in value. That's a special majority. That is, it has to be a specified majority or otherwise in some particular manner. So, such resolutions also have to be filed. Even though the word special resolution is not there, if it is agreed to by any class of members, but if not so agreed would have been effective, then that all, unless it is passed by a specified majority, that also has to be filed. Any board resolution or agreement for relating to appointment, reappointment, renewal of the appointment or variation of managing director only. All board resolutions need not be filed, but a board resolution dealing with appointment, reappointment, renewal of appointment, or variations of the terms of appointment of managing director, that has to be informed, resolution to be filed. Okay. Resolution requiring a company to be wound up voluntarily or when you are passing it, whether in pursuance of section 59 of the Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code. Now that has to be filed. Board resolution passed in pursuance of section 179(3), not in your syllabus, but there are certain resolutions on important financial and strategic matters. See, 179(3) is not in your syllabus, but 117 is there. Okay. Now, so 179(3), if you are passing a board resolution, see, certain financial and strategic matters, the board, the MD cannot do it. And you cannot use a circular resolution to pass it. Such a resolution should be considered at a physical meeting of the board and passed as a board resolution. That 179(3), if you are passing a resolution, that matter you have to file it with the registrar under this section. Normally, resolutions filed under section 117 are public domain and can be inspected. Right? But resolutions filed in this category cannot be inspected because they pertain to strategy and finance of a company. Will you be able to remember? See, these are see, this can be inspected. The board resolution for appointing MD, etc. can be inspected. Means you can go to the registrar's office, MCA website, pay money. You can see this. The special resolutions and all can be seen. Public information, public domain. But this one category not in public domain, you cannot see because it is confidential. Then why are they filing it? So that the Ministry of Corporate Affairs will know that this company has done this thing. So they will go through it and find out if they have complied with the law. Only for that purpose they are filing. But other filings now under this section are public domain. Right? Now, board resolution passed by the following companies to grant loans or give guarantee or provide security they will not need to file 179. They will not need to file. Banking company, non-banking finance company, housing finance. See, think about it. If these guys have to file the details for these type of transactions, board resolutions, then every month, 2 times they have to file. Waste of time. So they say, because their business is giving loans and all that. So they say, these people need not file. Okay. And these above provision, that is the exception, does not apply to private company and specified IFSC public. Okay. So, sorry, above provision means all the provisions which are there, they do not apply to private company and a specified IFSC public. Any other resolution or agreement as may be prescribed and placed in the public domain. As of now, nothing. As nothing has been prescribed. The copy of every resolution which has the effect of altering the articles and the copy of every agreement referred to above shall be embodied in or annexed to every copy of the articles issued. So in case you are passing a special resolution for altering the articles, then a copy of that resolution should be attached or annexed to the articles so that people will know that, of course, you should reprint the articles with the fresh thing. In addition to that, you should give the specific resolution also by which the articles was amended so that people will know from which period the articles was amended. When you're reading the Bare Act, in case you are reading the Bare Act, and I humbly suggest you should read the Bare Act, you will find they will give superscript 1, 2, 3 like that. When you come to the scroll down to the end of the section, you will find very clearly they'll mention in case there is an amendment to that section or when that amendment came, by which amendment act. This is relevant because applicability of a section will be only from the time it is notified. So if an amendment has come, that amendment will be valid only from the time it is notified. So this is very, very important. See, one particular word or phrase in a section may be amended. For example, recently small companies was amended now, wherein they only increase the limit. You have to see from which date, because from that date only the new limit will come. So that is why you need to know when. For that purpose, you have to annex it to the articles. So in case you don't file, as usual, fine up to 10,000 rupees or continuing default 100 rupees subject to a limit of 2 lakhs. Okay. Officer, this is for company. Officer, 10,000, 100 rupees up to 50,000. Here the upper limit is 2, here it is 50,000. Should I remember penal provisions? I suggest that you remember. It will be useful if you can remember. If you don't remember, if you are unable to remember, you don't remember, because if you have limited memory in your brain and you have only space for either the content of the section or the penalty, then I would suggest you remember the content. Or even if you don't remember the penalty, it is okay. But if you're able to remember well, remember this also. Ordinary is not required to be filed. Obviously, now, did you find anywhere ordinary? No. No ordinary is here. Okay? No ordinary. Need not be filed. Okay? Why? I don't know. Ordinary need not be filed. Special resolution, MGT 14. Mainly special resolution will come in this category. Mainly special resolution, because the remaining categories are rare. But this could come, board resolution with it. This could come, 179.3 subject will come, you have to file. Don't see, please remember that 179.3 will come here. When you come to final syllabus, please remember this. Whenever a resolution is passed by the board under 179.3, that matter needs to be filed. MGT 14 needs to be filed. Good. Now we come to the topic called minutes. Minutes means what? Minutes means proceed a sort of a story about what happened. See, suppose you have attended my class, then Board of Studies, somebody is saying, you attended Srikanth's class, na? Please give me a detailed note on what happened in that class. So you're right. Srikanth took this section, Srikanth covered the following sections. But much of the time he was wasting time talking all nonsense. Whatever you write is called minutes. The proceedings of the meeting is called minutes. What happened in that meeting? Obviously, you should write it very crisply and in simple terms. You should not write complicated stories. Just what happened. In fact, for company minutes, all you need to do is meeting commenced, okay, with the following members present, 1, 2, 3. The chairman, after ensuring, Mr. So-and-so, after ensuring the meeting, chairman of the meeting or whatever, call the meeting to order. Or you can say the next item is, the chairman was unanimously elected. Also, you can mention if you want, the quorum being present, the meeting commenced. Just ensure that the quorum is there. Then election of chairman. Then items of agenda are taken up. Then proposed by Mr. Donkey and seconded by Mr. Monkey. The following resolution was put to vote and passed unanimously, or passed unanimously, or passed with the voting as follows. You can say 3 for, 2 against, whatever. Like that, you keep on going. Finally, the meeting came to an end with a vote of thanks to the chair. That's all. Minutes over. This is all. So, company shall cause minutes of the proceedings of every general meeting of any class of shareholders or creditors, and every resolution passed by postal ballot, and every board meeting of or every committee meeting of the board to be prepared and signed in the prescribed manner in books kept for that purpose, with their pages consecutively numbered. Sir, very, very important. Minutes book should be bound, and the pages should be consecutively numbered. Why? So that you cannot later on insert a page in the middle. To prevent forgery or to prevent golmaal, they said minutes should be bound. Okay. When you should prepare the minutes within 30 days of the conclusion of every such meeting concerned, or passing of resolution by postal ballot. Once the resolution is passed by postal ballot, you have to prepare a minute. You should tell who was the scrutinizer, how many ballots were received, then announcement by the scrutinizer, result of the meeting, resolution passed or not. That's all. This is called minutes of the passing of resolution by postal ballot. Why are we maintaining minutes? Think about it. Sir, even an ordinary human being like me, I write a journals. At the end of the day, I sit and I write down, what did I do today? Why? So that I may forget it. Suddenly somebody will say, Srikanth, we met in your office on June 15th, 2014. Then I say, are you sure? Yeah, I'm 100% sure. Then immediately I have my diaries running back all the way up to 1999. I take it out and I see 2014. Which date did you say? Oh, June 14th. Boss, we didn't meet on 14th, Ma. We met on 16th. Then I show him the diary. That becomes a record of what happened. Are you able to understand? A record. So even an ordinary human being like me is preparing journal and maintaining all that nonsense. Company should have some record now, because today one company secretary will come, today one MD will come, day after tomorrow that fellow will resign and go, then another fellow will come. Whatever it is, the company goes on forever. So what happened should be noted and recorded so that any person at any time can be able to know what was done or not done by the company. Are you able to understand? This is called minutes. Minutes of the proceedings of every board meeting or of every committee of the board of a specified IFSC private or public company is to be prepared and signed in the manner as may be prescribed on or before the next board or committee meeting, as the case may be, and kept in books. What is the difference? Normally for other companies, 30 days. IFSC company, because some of the directors or committee members of the board will be from abroad. So they may not be able to sign it within 30 days. So it is okay if they prepare it and keep it. And by the next board meeting, when they come, they can sign. Okay, this is a concession given to the IFSC company. Section 118 regarding minutes shall not apply to a Section 8 company as a whole, except that minutes may be recorded within 30 days of the conclusion where the articles provide for confirmation of minutes by circulation. So, still, it is a good practice, even if it is not required. It is a good practice to maintain minutes. Okay. So, for other companies, it is compulsory. Shall. For Section 8 company, may be a record. So, option. But some humble suggestion with folded arms. Because it's an exception, don't argue. Maintain minutes. Because tomorrow, if there is any court case or anything, the minutes become evidence. Minutes are to be, we'll see that later. Minutes are to be admitted as evidence in a court of law. Minutes are the record and evidence of the business transacted at the meeting. No meeting is concluded until the minutes have been properly recorded and signed off. The minutes of each meeting shall contain a fair and correct summary of the proceedings. See, you might have served coffee and cashew nut at the meeting. That need not be minuted. Coffee was served along with cashew nut pakoda. No, that is not fair and correct. Even if you miss the vote, nothing is unfair about it. But so-and-so resolution was objected to by Mr. Donkey. That needs to be mentioned. That is, Mr. Donkey objected to the passing of the resolution and stated the following. Whatever Donkey said, minute it. Dissenting view should be minuted. And then Mr. Monkey said, whatever Donkey is telling is wrong. Note it. Then the chairman of the meeting said, Donkey, Monkey, keep quiet. Go for voting. On a vote, the resolution was passed with the majority being cast in favor. This is how we have to account a fair and correct summary. So that tomorrow, we know that Donkey said the resolution is not correct and Monkey said Donkey is wrong. That should be recorded. Should be a fair and correct summary. So that tomorrow, if there is any prosecution proceeding, this minutes will become supporting to Donkey. Donkey will say, sir, at the time itself, I told, don't do this, don't do this. Fellows did not agree, sir. So, he is safe. Able to understand? All appoints, okay, I'm using the names of animals. Any offense intended for the animals is deeply regretted. If Donkey or Monkey is upset about it, I apologize to them. Okay. All appointments made, because they may be angry that I'm comparing them with human beings. Nah? So, for that, I'm apologizing to Donkey and Monkey. Okay. All appointments made at any of the meetings aforesaid shall be included in the minutes of the meeting. Okay. All appointments made at any of the meetings aforesaid shall be included. So, if you have appointed company secretary, you should include anything, mainly for board resolution. A distinct minute book shall be maintained. I think there was one problem I gave, but that problem I give in, I think, I don't know if I had given it in your class. For final exam, final syllabus, I have got problems where I have Jungli Janwar ka naams, like Sher Singh, Karagosh, Mrs. Smith Karagosh, like that. I got, see, my dear friends, already chartered accountants are serious people like you. You are all very serious. Tell me what will you do. Little bit of fun, little bit of humor makes life easier. So, unfortunately, that is my view. So, some of you are like that. If you are all very serious, hey, come on, loosen up, relax. Life is not so difficult. Don't worry. So, that is it's a little bit of humor only. Don't get me. Some people get angry. Don't say donkey, monkey. Be serious like that. Right from my age of 14, I have not been able to be serious. Okay, in a very relaxed, jolly manner, I cleared CA, cleared ACS, everything, started practice, enjoyed my life, 2 children, granddaughter, everything, jolly. Okay, by being serious, what's going to happen? You tell me. Nothing is going to change. Okay. A distinct minute book shall be maintained for each type of meeting, namely general meeting, meeting of creditors, meeting of board, and separately for each committee. You saw an audit committee, share transfer committee, for each committee separate minutes. The minutes of the proceedings of each meeting shall be entered in the books within 30 days, exception IFSC. A brief report on the postal ballot. We already saw that. I don't want to waste your time on this. Within 30 days. The minutes book of the general meeting, board and committee meetings, also creditors meetings. It's not mentioned here, but that is also included. at the registered office of the company and shall be preserved permanently and kept in the custody of the company secretary or any director. So usually if there is a company secretary, he will have physical custody, means under his lock and key minutes, or any director duly authorized by the board. In addition to this, the minutes of the board may be kept in a place as the board may decide. If you don't want it in the registered office, you can keep it elsewhere. Minutes cannot be taken out of the registered office. Please remember, minutes are to be kept. But remember, certain times in the general meeting may be held outside the registered office. If so, for that limited purpose, you can take the minutes with the permission of the board to that place and bring it back. Okay. Each page of every such book shall be initialed or signed, and the last page shall be dated and signed. Okay, so that nobody can forge it. Who will sign? Minutes of meeting of board should be signed by the chairman of the said meeting or the succeeding meeting. So either this meeting or the next meeting. Okay. Minutes of general meeting should be signed by chairman of the same meeting within 30 days. So minutes of board meeting can be signed by the chairman of the said meeting or the chairman of the succeeding meeting. So what you need to do is you need to maintain, you need to prepare. The entry should be made within 30 days. The entry should be made within 30 days. Then if it is a general meeting, it should be signed by the chairman of the same meeting within 30 days. But in the meantime, if the chairman unfortunately is dead or is gone abroad, unable to sign, then a director who is authorized by the board can sign. Sir, it cannot be kept outside, sir. Once in a while, you can take it to that place. Okay. In case you're going to keep it permanently in a place other than the registered office, nothing is to be filed with the registrar. You simply pass a board minutes, resolution of the board, saying, resolve the board, resolve that the minutes of and records of the following general meeting, etc., shall be maintained at the corporate office of the company in Mumbai. Okay, that's all. Once the board passes the resolution, take it and keep it in Mumbai, no problem. But board should consent. See, the idea is collectively the board should agree to the minutes being moved. Simply MD cannot take it and go. No. Or company secretary cannot take it and go without permission. The board should agree that it should be taken there. Only then you can do. But no need to file anything with the registrar. Can the minutes be maintained in electronic format? Mohitji, we will come to that point. Just wait. Minutes of general meeting. The rule to be followed for minutes of general meeting applies for any resolution passed by postal ballot within 30 days. Matters to be included. Any matter which in the opinion of the chairman of the meeting, okay, is defamatory or irrelevant or immaterial or detrimental to the interest of the company need not be included in the minutes. Any matter. Again, please note, my dear friends, in the opinion of the chairman of the meeting, chairman has absolute control. Okay. Now, Darshan is asking a quick question. Who prepares the minutes? It's simple. Why am I paying salary to this company secretary? You think I'm paying him salary to sit and wipe? No. That fellow has to do. If there is a company secretary has to do. If there is no company secretary, then what we normally do, we, one of the directors, or we hire a practicing company secretary to come and do it for us. The practicing company secretary will do. Okay. So, but that is all. Directors generally do not write because they don't know how to write technically. So they will engage a company secretary to do it. Got it? So company secretary only has to, nobody else. So the chairman of the meeting's opinion is very important. In his opinion or in her opinion, it's defamatory in nature or irrelevant or immaterial, detrimental to the interest. Then it need not be included. See, sometimes meetings will get very, especially board meetings will get emotional. I have been in board meetings which are emotional. I have been in places where even I have become emotional, not in company meetings, but in association meetings and all, or other meetings where I'm social activities where I'm involved. I find that somebody is doing something fraudulent. I stand up and say, hey, you're a fraud man like that. See, like I have exposed a fellow's fraud. That fellow got angry. He stood up and he said, Srikanth, you are blah, 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 some fill in the blanks, bad words. Then I also use bad words. So now the chairman of the meeting can decide to say why all this. For example, going back to my classic example, no, donkey stands up and says, you monkey, you are an idiot, man. You don't know anything. Monkey says, what idiot? You are idiot. Your family is idiot, like that. Now, that type of words need not be recorded in the minutes. Simply ignore it. So the chairman of the meeting will tell the secretary or the company secretary, please do not include this in the minutes. This may be removed from the minutes, like that. That is a choice of the chairman. Okay, is the point. The chairman shall exercise absolute discretion in regard to inclusion, non-inclusion. Absolute discretion. But be careful. Please note, that doesn't mean that you can make it unfair and incorrect. The fairness and correctness should not be affected. Only what is to be included, irrelevance can be decided. Relevance or irrelevance can be determined. Also, detrimental to the interest of the company, you can avoid. The names of the directors present at the meeting should be included. Every resolution, you should mention how many directors voted for, how many directors voted against. Dissenting. Dissenting means voting against. Dissenting means voting against. Consenting means voting for. Consent, dissent. Consent means I agree. Dissent means I don't agree. Okay. Now, no document pertaining to be a report of the proceedings of any general meeting shall be circulated or advertised at the expense of the company unless it includes the matters required by this section. So, if you want to publish any report of the proceedings, it should be in the format given in the Companies Act. Simply, you cannot say, our chairman is a great man. Today, we had a board meeting. We were lucky to have our chairman today with us. What a great joy. Like that, no, you can't write. Okay? Such things are not as per the statutory format. Every company shall observe secretarial standards with respect to general and board meetings specified by the ICSI and approved by as such by the central government. As of now, only that one mandatory standard is there on notice. Otherwise, it's all recommendatory only. You can follow if you want. Okay. Because once there was a discussion on the secretarial standards, and rightly or wrongly, the Institute of SIRC, they were discussing, not our SIRC, their SIRC, ICSI SIRC. They were discussing. I went there. Then they started discussing all sorts of things. Then I stood up and I kept asking, is it there in the section? Is it there in the section? What is there in the section? Srikanth, section is not important. We are creating something which is meant for corporate governance. I said, look here, whatever you do, you cannot tell something that is going beyond the need of the section. Ultimately, section will prevail over you. If the section is vague, the section is silent, you fill it. But if the section already says this is how it is, your secretarial standard cannot override the speaking section. Okay. Even MCA cannot approve it. Sorry. Okay. When I told like this, they all have to agree because they are, many of them are my students, but they felt very bad. This Srikanth is talking all sorts of nonsense like that. He's a chartered accountant like that. They were thinking, but what to do? The act will prevail. Yeah? Your secretarial standard cannot override the act. However well-intentioned it is. The act in its own sense has told 15 days means you cannot make it 7 days. Okay. Where the act is silent, yes, some secretarial standards are given as a guidance, best practices. I'm not saying no. Okay. See, friends, suppose Rama's life as given in Ramayana is the only way you and I have to live. Many of us will commit suicide, yeah. We can't live that way. But by and large, we will try to emulate Rama. We will try to emulate him. See, my mother, when I was right from the age of 4 years, my mother told me Ramayana and Mahabharata. She used to tell me, I used to be inspired by Rama and Krishna and all. But sometimes I used to think, hey, I can't live the life like this. Are you able to understand? So standards are given for us to emulate, to try to follow. But if that becomes mandatory, then I'm out, yeah. That is best practice, ma. Everybody cannot do that. Okay. Minutes are not, general meeting minutes are public documents. Okay. But board minutes are not public documents. Okay. And because, see, board minutes are not filed with the registrar. Even general body, no. Minutes are not public documents. Straight away, I'll answer your question. Minutes are kept in the company's registered office. But they are available for inspection, but not public. We'll come to that. But minutes of the proceedings of general meetings, if you are filing it with the registrar as part of annual report, see, after the AGM, you will file the report of general meeting. Now, that is a public document. But the normal minutes maintained by the company, not public document, confidential. Now, very, very important. Minutes kept in accordance with the provisions of this section shall be evidence of the proceedings recorded therein. Where the minutes have been kept in accordance with this section, under the rules made, then until the contrary is proved, the meeting shall be deemed to have been duly called and held, and all proceedings thereto have been duly taken place, and the resolution passed, duly passed. So, please understand, when you go to court, you have a duty to prove. Whoever alleges a fact shall prove the fact. Whoever alleges the fact shall prove the fact. But if you are able to show that the fact you are alleging is mentioned in the minutes, it is already proved. It is evidence. So if you are saying, Mr. Unscrupulous was appointed as the managing director at the meeting held on so and so, and if you are able to produce the extract from the minutes, true copy of the extracts, then that appointment is a fact. Nobody can question it unless they are trying to question the validity of the appointment. But that appointment cannot be questioned because it is recorded in the minutes. Whether approval was given for borrowing money, if you are able to show the resolution, that is a proof. Beyond that, you cannot ask for proof. No evidence is to be read. So this is minutes become very, very important records and records of proceedings. Okay. Good. Now, whether minutes can be kept in electronic format. I don't understand what you mean by electronic format. See, first of all, the minutes book should be there, which should be a book. Distinct minutes book shall be maintained. So, soft copy, not possible, ma'am. Mohitji. Soft copy, not possible. Okay? No. But definitely you can enter it in a computer using Word document, Word software, and then you can print it and keep it. But when you do that, you should ensure that it is, the minutes book is, the minutes should be, where is that? The minutes should be bound and every page should be numbered. See, you need not write it with your own hands. You can type it in the computer and print it out. No problem. In many cases in those days, minutes were typewritten also. But whatever it is, the minutes should be bound and serially numbered. Okay. So, electronic form you cannot maintain. PDF and all you cannot maintain. Okay. The idea is alteration there. See, if it's a PDF form, I can always convert it and change it now. So, no. But what we normally do is we prepare the minutes in Word document, print it out, get it signed by the chairman and all, bind it and keep it. Or better still, what we do, we buy a bound book, we print it, stick it, affix it in that book. Okay, whatever we do, the minutes should be kept in the form of a book, and it should be, the pages should be serially numbered. Okay, that is very, very important. So to answer your question, no. Unless, they are able to create a IT security, and that once the minutes are uploaded through user ID of somebody password, it cannot be altered. If such IS security, perimeter security, logical security is all provided, maybe then we can do in electronic form. As of now, no. Physical, either in writing or, see, I am the secretary of many very ancient institutions where, it is a pride for us to write the minutes by hand. So there will be a huge bound book where after the meeting, I will write it with my own hands. Like that, minutes are there, which, see, I'm now 23 years in that organization. I go back and I see that when I was secretary, I have written, those minutes are there with my own handwriting, I see. Like that. So still that pride is there in writing. Some of us Buddhawalas do that. What to do? So I hope I have answered your question, sir. So default in complying with any of the provisions of section 118, 25,000 rupees penalty. Officer, 5,000 rupees. And please, minutes evidence to auditor, yes. If you are the auditor and you want to verify something, you should see the minutes book. You are entitled to see the minutes book. The only condition they can say, the minutes book cannot be inspected by a person who is not a member of the institute. Because confidentiality is there now. What do you call it? Confidentiality thing is not statutorily, non-member of the institute. Even an article clerk is not bound by confidentiality, professional confidentiality, non-disclosure thing. So since they will say minutes are available to you, but only because, see, as a chartered accountant, I can attend the board meeting. I will come to know about so many matters that are very, very top secret. No problem, because I'm bound by confidentiality. If I walk out and tell that to anybody, I'll be arrested, professional misconduct straight away. So and once I employ a qualified person as a manager or my partner and all, they will be bound by the same non-disclosure norm, NDA. So they can see, but generally companies insist that article clerk should not be encouraged to see. When we say my senior article clerk will come to verify the minutes, they will hesitate a little. But if that senior article clerk himself is a man of reputation and honor and well known to the client, they'll say, no, it's okay, ask him to come and verify. But I need to verify. Otherwise, how will I know that it was done? You are saying that you gave a loan to the intercorporate loan. Under 186, you have to pass a special resolution. If you don't do that, then it's an irregularity. How do I know you passed it? I have to see the minutes only. Okay, I'm entitled to see. Yeah, it is also historical, absolutely. In fact, my Freemasons Masonic Lodge is more than 100 years old. Can you imagine? We have got minutes book, which is dated 1915, 1915. It's still valid and there. There are some more institutions where minutes are there, more than 150 years old documents are there, written by Britishers. We are having historical evidence. Why only Masonic? You've got companies, which are 200-year-old companies are there in India. Yes, because many of the companies that are there now were formed during British period. For example, we have EID Parry, a famous Chennai-based company formed by two Britishers. Okay, Parry and Co. I think minimum more than 100 years old. They celebrated centenary 20 years ago. So they will be having huge old minutes will be there. Definitely. Why? There are some Chettiar companies in Tamil Nadu which are very old. I'm sure SPIC itself is not pretty old. SPIC must be having some very old minutes books and all that. Mercantile Credit Corporation, I'm sure they must be having some very old minutes books. TI Group itself, they have the company that took over EID Parry, they must be having some very old minutes books. Sure. So these are definitely records. Permanently, no, definitely you can't destroy minutes books. Even 100 years you have to keep it. Safely you have to keep it. Okay, no destroying. See, penalty for tampering. If you do any tampering, means you change or forge it and all, imprisonment. Because why they are giving imprisonment? It is an evidence in a court of law. So when you tamper with it, you are tampering with evidence. Therefore, they are making it very tough. Imprisonment for 2 years and fine, not less than 25,000 rupees up to 1 lakh. Person found guilty of tampering. Tampering means changing or forging or writing it separately, using blade and then removing and writing something. So you're caught, that's called forensic. If we do handwriting analysis or paper analysis using chemicals, we will know whether any alteration has happened. Then out, straight imprisonment. Now, somebody was asking whether it is a public document. Here is the answer. See, books containing the minutes of the proceedings of any general meeting shall be kept at the registered office and be open for inspection during business hours by any member without charge. So public cannot see. Member can see. General meeting, member can see. Only general meeting. It will be open for inspection during business hours without charge. Subject to reasonable restrictions. Like you can't just walk in. At least 2 hours you should keep it open. And in case the member wants, he should be provided copy. So general meeting available to members, not to public. Board meetings not available to member also. Even member cannot inspect board meetings. Only director can inspect. Board of directors can, any of the members of the board can inspect. Company secretary, of course, is writing it. Chartered auditor, that's all. Auditor can inspect. You can't say auditor, that's all, you're out. You have to show me. There are no secrets hidden from me. Yeah, I mean, when I say me, I mean every member of our institute who is auditor. What I am Yayesha Supteshu Jagratiya. What are you hiding from me? Okay, you cannot say I won't show. Okay, you studied in auditing. You remember, auditor is entitled to go anytime and inspect anything. The only thing again and again they might say is only member can see the minutes book, non-member cannot see. That much they can see. Other than that, I remember because in English Electric Company, GE, now it's called GE, when I was working with Price Waterhouse, that job, only qualified man can go. So some of the senior articles will be very jealous of that activity. Mr. Srikanth, you can only go. I was a junior officer. See, remember, I joined Price Waterhouse. I would be only 6 months old as an employee, but the article clerk would have spent more than 2.5 years there. Na? He would be senior to me in terms of time. But by qualification, I'm his officer. I'm the senior. So, Srikanth sir, only member can see. Only you have to go and see. That becomes a sort of a thing. I say, come on, you also come here. Come and have a look. No, sir, I'm not a member. Auditor, I will take you. You come. Just ensure that in case you come across anything confidential there, you should not reveal to anybody. Start learning ethics now itself, I used to say. After all, being ethical, you cannot suddenly become ethical once you become a member. Am I correct, my dear friends? You cannot become ethical suddenly one fine morning when you become a member. Suddenly you need not become ethical. You should be ethical always. Once you become a member, that ethical values will continue as you are a member. Yeah. You cannot say, I'm an article clerk. For me, ethics don't apply. It applies to you also. Okay? It applies to you also. Yeah. Mohit Singh talks about ITC. Why not? There are such companies out there. So this is inspection of minutes books of general meeting, penalty and all that. In fact, there's a nice story on penalty for non-maintenance of minutes book. Maybe I mentioned it when I talked about prospectus. I'm sure I mentioned it. When I spoke about prospectus, once when the ROC caught me, he said, have you maintained books? I said, minutes book. I have maintained. Then he said, where is it? Show. I said, come on, sir, don't ask. I'll give you draft tomorrow. Now you clear the prospectus. Of course, he was my teacher. He was the registrar and also my teacher. Unfortunately, no more. Another great teacher like my Guru K.S. Anandaraman said, Srikanth, no, you have to show me. I said, sir, it's not possible, sir. On Monday, I will show you, sir. That was Friday. And I needed to get the registration of that. He kept on saying. Then he said, Srikanth, where is the registrar office? I said, sir, Cathedral Road. I should not have told because that Cathedral Road is very near the registrar's office in Chennai. That now it's called Radhakrishnan Sale. So I said, then he said, Srikanth, Cathedral Road, no. Take a cab, go, bring it. He was talking innocently, but he knew that minutes are not available. I got very angry. And angry now inside, under. Bahar, what are you going to do? You have to keep on smiling. Yes, sir, yes, sir. And then I said, okay, sir. I took my purse out and I took 500 rupees. At that time, no 500 rupee note. I took 500 rupee note, 100 rupee note, punch. I took it out and I gave it to him. Hey, Srikanth, what are you doing? 500 kuda kadadu. Sorry. 50 rupees. 50 rupees I took out and I gave it to him. And I said to him, what Srikanth, what are you doing? Are you insulting me? No, sir. That is the penalty for not maintaining books, sir. Minutes, sir. Please note, this saying with respect to any meeting. That means 25,000 rupees per meeting. Suppose you had 5 meetings, 5 into 25, 1,25,000 rupees. Are you able to understand? Similarly, 25,000 for the officer, for per meeting. But at that time, in that section 193, the old section, it was 50 rupees. 50 rupees, sir, 50. So I gave him. He got, hey, no, that cannot be. Then he referred to the barrack. Hey, 50 rupees. Because I have read it now. Because I am a teacher, I have read it. What Srikanth, 50 rupees. Then he forgot everything and then he signed the paper and he said, what is this nonsense? Then he became a director in the Delhi. He went on to Delhi to become director. He was drafting the amendment to the Companies Act. First thing he did was he changed it from 50 to 500. Then he called me and said, Srikanth, now it's 500 rupees. Sir, inflation, sir. At that time I was carrying 50. Now 500 rupees I'm carrying, sir. Like that I used to tell. But now they have made it 25,000 rupees. Okay. So Srikanth cannot play games like that anymore with the registrars. Chalo. Now, can we say doctrine of indoor management is applicable for minutes? Why are you getting confused, Ms. Bhumika? Why doctrine of indoor? See, minutes, which minutes, sir? No, nothing. No, you cannot say that. Let me simply put it to you, Bhumikaji. Don't get confused. This doctrine of intervention has nothing to do with this. Even doctrine of constructive notice is not there because public cannot have access to minutes. The public cannot have access to minutes. So even the doctrine of constructive notice will not apply. Yeah, you can say doctrine of, yeah, in a way. In a way, what is this? If you are able to see the minutes book, you will go indoor now. You can say, but I suggest that you don't think like that. It's too complicated thinking. See, anyway, he cannot attend the board meeting. That itself is indoor management. He cannot see the minutes of the board meeting. Agreed. If you are being very convoluted, yes, very, very confusingly you are understanding this. There is no need for you to understand in such a way. Indoor management is a simple concept. Anything that is happening within the board meeting, I will not know. Obviously, because I cannot see the minutes also. If that is your conclusion, okay, agreed. You take it up. Agreed. I think that's what you're trying to say. No, nothing wrong. What you're trying to say is minutes cannot be seen by third parties or public. Therefore, doctrine of indoor management will apply to it. Agreed, madam. I am understanding your point now. Okay, it's taking me 2 minutes to understand. Good job. No, you are right, Bhumika. You are right. Indoor management. Third party has not got access to minutes. Therefore, he can only know what is mentioned in the articles. He cannot know whether that was actually done or not because he has no access to the records and minutes. Okay, good point. Sorry, initially I got confused. Now I am clear. So, in case somebody is not allowed to inspect, if you are a member and you want to inspect, you are not given, then tribunal may direct an immediate inspection in case there is any refusal or default. Okay. Any member shall be entitled to be furnished within 7 working days minutes of any general meeting. Please note, even member can inspect only general meeting minutes. Board, no. Board meeting minutes, no. And if he wants copy, you have to give it within 7 working days. And you can charge him 10 rupees for each page and all that. Member who has made a request for provision of soft copy, okay, of any previous general held in a period of immediately preceding 3 financial years shall be entitled to be furnished with the same free of cost. So if you give a pen drive and say copy it and give it free of cost, take it and go, run. See, every listed company having at least 1,000 shareholders may maintain its records in electronic form. MD or any other may decide the maintenance security of the electronic records. Records maintained in electronic form shall be available for inspection by company in electronic form. See, it's all there, but very difficult to maintain in electronic form. And minutes cannot be done in electronic form because it has to be kept in book. The minutes book should be there. So no electronic form. Other than that, any forms, etc. can be maintained in electronic form. Are registrars also company secretaries? Good question. We'll finish this and then before we take up the next topic for the day, I will answer that question. Very interesting question, but the provisions of 98 and section 100 to 111, quorum, blah, 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 shall not apply to OPC. Obviously, because there's only one person, yeah. What one person? You're going to have quorum, you're going to have vote of thanks. The end of story. So they are not applicable to OPC. Any business to be transacted at an AGM by a one-person company, okay, it is enough. It is required to be transacted. There is the 4 matters. If you do, it's enough. And that resolution is communicated by the member and entered in the minutes book. So it is like this. The member will come and tell the company secretary, today I have passed a resolution. Then the company secretary, resolution was passed by the member today. Like that. See, the whole OPC concept is funny now. It's basically one man. It should be signed and dated by the member. That's all. That will be deemed to be. Usually my guru has given the correct method. What he will say, that member should come to a physical location along with a lawyer or a company secretary or a chartered, ideally lawyer or company secretary. Then whatever his decision, he will say. Then an affidavit will be prepared saying, I so-and-so, being the single member of the one-person company, have this day attended the meeting of the company or have this day resolved as follows. Have this day or have in the day mentioned herein or on this so-and-so day of so-and-so resolved as follows. Then 1, 2, 3, 4. I hereby state that I have done this with clear knowledge and understanding of what I am doing. Okay. Signed. That's all. Affidavits. Over. That is how you have to maintain the minutes of OPC. And whatever is the date of that affidavit will become the date of the meeting for all the purposes of under this Act. Okay. Similarly, where there's only one director, then that one director can do the same thing. Okay. By signing and dating it, and affidavit is the best way to do it. Now, topic is not over. Topic is not over. We still have one more topic, which is continuation. That is, we have one more topic. Just allow me, give me 1 minute. I will open that. This is called registers and returns. So time now is 7:30, so we have to go on till 8:30 as we originally have to go. I'm sorry. Right. Yes. This is called registers and returns. It's coming under management administration. It is called registers and returns. Okay. So we have some, no problem. We'll run through this in the next 1 hour. We will easily finish this topic. Let's even have a small break for 5 minutes. Let's have a break. Whether the registrars are also company secretaries, not necessarily. That is not a requisite qualification, but it is a good qualification. For promotion and all, to become a regional director, additional director, if they become company secretary, it will be an added advantage. So they attend the AC's institute. In fact, between you and me, I'm telling this, I have been taught by a registrar of companies. My teacher was an ROC. Okay, it was a chartered accountant and a company secretary. My teacher was an ROC, who was a CA, CS, CWA. And I have taught along with an ROC, who was a teacher himself. He was a company secretary. And I have taught ROCs. When there have been people who are AROCs, they attended now they become ROC. They are also company secretary. So by and large, it is good for them to become company secretary, but not compulsory. Correct. As you rightly say, OPC, there is no need for compliance burden. So there is let's have a small break for about 5 minutes and then we'll start again. Sir, small break, sir. The reason is, if only we can complete this topic now, it will be good today. And this, believe me, now I will give you one. I mean, I'm not saying it is not important, but I'm saying it's not as important as some of the earlier topics we saw. EGM by requisition, special resolution. Hey, these are all important. Okay, special notice, important. That way, voting by postal ballot is important. And but this part of it is purely procedure. And there is much of it is boring. So I will quickly run through it. And okay, so Shivam Tiwari says they have to pass UPSC exam and they'll be appointed as Indian Corporate Law Service to become ROC. Correct. That is, they have their own exams and all. They have their own like UPSC, they have lower rank of the UPSC, they will become Indian Corporate Law Service to become registrar of company. Why only registrar? Boss, registrar is at the lowest rank. He is the lowest in that fellow. Assistant registrar, deputy registrar, additional registrar, then joint registrar, then registrar, then director, assistant director, deputy director, then regional director, like that. Okay, they have posts. That I'm an ordinary chartered accountant. I don't know all that common designations and all that. It's big things. I'm an ordinary person. Okay, so whatever it is, they will go accordingly. Okay, so registers and returns. See, as I told you, company is a continuing entity. Now, whatever the company does, if you ask me, Srikanth, what did you eat on Monday morning? I may be able to remember and tell you. I ate dosa. My wife made dosa. I had, along with chili powder, I had dosa. My memory is there. Because I'm a human being, I have continuous memory of what I have done. I mean, my memory is failing, but at least I know what I did. I can tell what I did. Because I'm a human being, I remember. But company is not, it's an artificial person. How it will remember what it did? How it will come and tell you what it did? So, everything needs to be recorded in statutory register. Everything. Minutes are one type of statutory registers. They are called statutory register because they are being maintained compulsorily under the Companies Act, statutory. Therefore, they are called statutory registers. And frequently, we have to file returns now with the registrar. That is also a record, public record. So, that is called returns. So, these are very important. I mean, very important for company, but from exam point of view, no. So, we have the register of members to be maintained under Section 88. Then you have the, register of the declaration of beneficial interest. Okay, declaration in respect of IRO means not ISRO. ISRO is different. Okay, they are great heroes. But IRO is in respect of beneficial interest in any share. Section 90 talks about register of significant beneficial owner. Section 91, power to close register of members or debenture holders, etc. for the purpose of updation. So they can close it for a short period and all that. Silliest topic, purely procedural. Let us quickly run through it. Only thing you might not know is what is this beneficial interest, blah, blah. I will explain to you. Don't worry. So every company should maintain a register of members in form MGT1. Friends, do you notice one thing? We are now going back to the first section in this chapter, section 88. Okay, I didn't cover it at that time. Now I'm covering it, 88 onwards. So, every company has to maintain a register of members in form MGT1. Okay, the holding of each class of equity and preference shares by each member should be shown. The entries should be made in this register within 7 days of the date of approval by the board or committee. So, from the date of allotment within 7 days, from the date of recording, the approval of the board by the board for transfer of the shares or transmission, etc., you have to deposit, we have to make an entry within 7 days. But believe me, if it's a dematerialized situation, the entry will be made within 2 to 3 days. Almost within from today, second day, third day, it will come. That is, today is the transaction, day after tomorrow, it will be there. It will come to the register. The register should be maintained at the registered office. If special resolution is passed in a general meeting in this regard, the ROM means Register of Members. may be kept at any other place within the city, town or village. Okay? In which the registered office is situated, or any other place in India in which more than 1/10 of the total members are entered in the register reside. See, suppose you are a Madhya Pradesh company, okay, but all your members are residing in Mumbai, then, or maybe you are an Indore-based company, INDO or Indore. Now, you are based in Indore. Now, all your members are sitting in Mumbai, then, or maybe 25% of your members are there. Main activities are in Mumbai, but your factory is in Indore. Your founder is from Indore. Okay, so you are still maintaining Indore as a registered office but everything is there. Then you can shift the register of members to that place, provided you pass a special resolution in the general meeting. There should be a reference in the register of members in respect of any order of attachment, attaching the shares or relating to dividends. Any lien, pledge or hypothecation. Do you remember? The company itself has a lien on the shares. Company itself has a lien, LIEN lien, right to take possession. So, in case the shareholder owes money, some other debt, the company can say, we are exercising our lien on these shares. You cannot transfer these shares unless you pay the money to us. So, lien can be exercised. Other person can also exercise lien, but unless you have physical possession, you cannot exercise lien. So the only person who can take on lien is company. They have a lien. Okay. Statutory lien, general lien, a right to take possession of the shares for any debt due to them. Okay. Similarly, if you have pledged those shares with the bank or hypothecated them with any finance company, that company will inform the bank will inform this company or the depository. Automatically, the depository on behalf of the company will record pledged or blocked, cannot be sold. So, in case this fellow tries to sell it in the market, automatically the electronic system itself will reject it, throw it out, and immediately the broker will come running and says, pledged shares, give me shares that are not pledged, like that. So, what is the content of the register? Quickly we will see it. Don't waste time on this. Not important. Name of the member, blah, 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 nationality, etc. In case of minor, date of becoming member, date of cessation, amount of guarantee, if any, given by the member, etc., etc. See, whether it is a public document or not, just give me time. When we come to inspection provisions, you will know. There's provisions for inspection are there in the same topic. There you will know. Now you know, the minutes are not public documents, but they are general meeting minutes can be inspected by members. Similarly, here we will see inspection. Then you will understand it. Kindly wait. Hold on with your suspense. Wait. Okay. Similarly, every company which issues or allots debentures should maintain register of debenture holders, RODH, in form MGT2. This also should be updated. Any change occurring in the status of a member or debenture holder, whether due to death or insolvency, etc., shall be entered in the respective register explaining the change. See, the minute death is informed, whatever, immediately you have to make a note in the register. Thereafter, you have to call for the legal heirs. If the legal heirs are able to prove their legal heirs with documents legal heirship, then transmission can be done. But till such time, you will only correspond with the estate of the deceased person represented by the legal heir. See, Mr. A dies. He has one wife and two children. These three people are the first level official legal heirs. So they form the estate. Now I have to see which is the first person. The wife is the first level legal heir. So all correspondence will be with her, not as wife, but as representative of the deceased person. It's a slightly tricky point. You are corresponding with the wife, no doubt, but she is not, you are not corresponding to her as a wife. She is now the representative of the deceased person. Once the legal heirship certificate is given, then the mother and the daughter say all the shares can be given to the son. Then after establishing legally everything, you can transfer it to the son. Till such time, that is called transmission. Till such time transmission is done, you have to It will be only the estate or the representative only will be. Similarly, see, friends, this is when the register of members was maintained in a book form. When it was maintained as a book. Today, for large companies, register of members is maintained in electronic form. It is in the records of a share transfer agent. There is no need for index. Why index, boss? You just go to the computer, type in the first 3 letters of the name. Subhash, S-U-B-H-A-S-H, then Subhash Agarwal, Subhash Tiwari, Subhash, everybody will come. Then you select whom you want, go to that name and see. So there is no need for an index. But in those days, and even now for closely held companies, where it is in, see, I'm going to maintain the register of members in chronological order. Are you able to understand? So whoever became member first will be registered folio number 1. Whoever became later on will become 5, 10, 25 like that. Now, Xavier could be the first page. Am I correct? Abdul Ahmad could be the last. So A will be last, Z will be first. So I need to have an index of names. So there I'll say Xavier Fernandez. Okay? Or Fernandez, Xavier. Surname. They'll say page folio number 1. Abdul Ahmad. Folio number 88. Like that. So if I want to see Abdul Ahmad's shares, I will search alphabetically for A, Abdul Ahmad. Abdul Ahmad 88. Go there. This is called indexing. This has no meaning today with databases. But still, the provision is there. Where the number of members is less than 50, they are saying no need for index. Yeah. Why index? You go through the book itself for 50 pages. Can you not turn around and find out which fellow you want? So no need for index. Like that. See, these are all stupid provisions here. No need for, these are not very important from the exam point of view. Okay. Foreign register. When you are having members who are outside India, when you have issued shares outside India, you can keep in any country outside India a part of the register of members. This register will be referred to as foreign register. It will contain the names of members, debenture holders or beneficial owners who are resident in that country. See, let us say that you have allotted shares in US, California, in the state of California. No problem. All your fellows are sitting there, no problem. So you can have a separate Californian register where it will be maintained. This is part of the main register. Don't think this is a separate register. This is part of the main register, but pertaining to foreign. Now, within 30 days from the date of opening of any foreign register, you have to file with the registrar the situation of that. And any change in the situation should also be informed in form number MGT3. The foreign register shall be deemed to be part of the company's register. So it is not something separate. It is deemed to be. And it should be maintained in the same format as the principal register. Entries shall be made, okay, by them there. And in case all the entries are transferred to the Indian register, then you can discontinue the foreign register. Okay. A copy of that foreign register should be transmitted to the registered office within 15 days. The company should also keep a duplicate register of the foreign register in the registered office. Okay. So now register of members 88 over. If you don't maintain the register, etc., you have to pay a penalty of 3 lakhs. Okay. They made it really tough. The offense under this section is a compoundable offense. You need not be convicted, but any nomination, for example, when you are the member of a company, you have the right to nominate. That nominations also should be maintained in the register. So whoever is the nominee, for example, father, son can be the nominee. Then that name also should be entered. See, the beauty of nomination is once you have a nominee, in case of death, automatically the shares will be transferred to the nominee. Not automatically. The nominee should give proof of identity, DPID and all. It will be transferred to the nominee. So every entry should be authenticated by the company's editor. Meaning, every entry should be initialed by him. Okay. Where shares are held in the name of a minor, the name and details of the minor's guardian shall be entered in the register. Mrs. and Mr. Taneja recently got married and jointly purchased the shares of New Hopes India Private Limited on 14th August 2018. Mr. Taneja intimated the company that only the name of his wife should appear in the records for the shares. This is what we were talking about the other day. This one student actually asked me this question. The secretary of the company is not sure whether this is possible. Secretary will never be sure about anything. Only chartered accountants can give the correct advice. So what do you think? Can Mr. Taneja say only his wife? See how much that fellow is afraid of his wife. He's saying only his wife name should appear. But they are jointly acquired. The minute that fellow Taneja got married, see how he has become a slave of his wife. Mrs. Taneja might have told, hello Ji, you ensure that only my name is there. Go. Hanji, immediately he is coming and telling only my name. Company secretary is getting confused. Sir, all that is not possible. If there are joint holders, both their names will be mentioned. At best, what can a Taneja can do, he can say, my wife is more superior to me. Please let her name come first. My name will come second. That is all he can say. He cannot say, include only my name. No, he cannot say that. If there are joint holders, all their names should be entered. Okay. But the order in which it appears, they can decide. So Taneja can say, my wife should come first, I will come second. Okay. So we already seen that. Now, beneficial interest. Simple. I'll tell one easy example. There is a holding company. It has a wholly owned subsidiary. Now, how many members are there in that subsidiary? Only one, the holding company. But can a private limited company have only one member, or a public company have only two members? They need minimum 2 and 7. So how to maintain that minimum number? For that purpose, we will transfer one share each to certain people called nominees. But who is holding the beneficial interest? The company, the holding company is only holding beneficial interest. What is beneficial interest? All the benefits arising from that share will go to who? That person is called beneficial interest. Person holding beneficial interest. So if I am holding the share, who will get the dividend? I will only get the dividend. Then why am I transferring it in their name? To maintain the minimum number. So they are called binamis, or people who are nominee. So I am the beneficial interest. So these people who are not holding beneficial interest, they should intimate within 30 days from the date on which his name is entered that I am not holding the beneficial interest. The person holding the beneficial interest is duty bound to inform within 30 days. In case there is any change in the beneficial interest, it has to be intimated. Now you will ask me, I have given one simple example, valid example. Holding company wants to maintain the minimum number, so it is giving. So we will enter it in the register of beneficial interest. Say that so-and-so company is the beneficial owner. These people are mentioned only for nomination for maintaining it. No problem. Now, Mr. Unscrupulous is there. He is acquiring shares in the company, but he is untaxed money. With his untaxed money, black money is buying. So he can't put his own name. Not tomorrow he'll get into trouble. Where did you get? Maybe he's a politician. So they will ask under the People's Representation Act, how much money you have, how much assets you have. So he has amassed so much assets by corruption. So what this fellow will do? He will have binami. So he'll have Mr. X to be the beneficial owner. I mean the owner of the share. But he is the beneficial owner. Now, there is a duty on unscrupulous to inform the company within 30 days. Tomorrow, if the anti-corruption wing or the binami transactions prevention wing of the income tax department, they catch hold of unscrupulous. First thing they will ask, where are all your holding shares? You know, the shares of Dubakur Limited, which are held by unscrupulous, they are not in his name, but they are in his locker with a transfer form. They will ask, why are you keeping these shares? They belong to Donkey and Monkey. Why are you keeping it? No, like this. So they will call Donkey and Monkey. What is this? Why are your shares with unscrupulous? They will do CBI inquiry. And that fellow, after some time, Donkey and Monkey will start crying. No, sir. We are not the owner, sir. He is the owner, sir. We are only Benami. Immediately they'll catch him and say, hey, under section 89, are you not supposed to give the information to the company? Why you have not given? Minimum penalty there, like that. Then everything will start. Okay. So the idea is to prevent black money. And the idea is to prevent holding of assets in the name of third parties for avoiding any tax or any other proceedings. Okay. So where any declaration is made to the company should inform to the registrar. Form number MGT6. See, nobody who is having Binami will use this section. Believe me, they will try to hide it only. But if they get caught, they are in trouble. How will unscrupulous get caught? I'll tell you. Fellow will be arrogantly talking to some employee. That employee will go out. He will resign. Or he will be chucked out by unscrupulous. Without paying gratuity, he will be sent. So that fellow will be going. Immediately, he will send anonymous petition to the income tax department. Straight away, raid on our friend. Shares are discovered. Unexplained assets. 69. Income Tax Act. Then they will also inform the Companies Act, MCA. MCA will also come and sit on this fellow's neck. All is his, what do you call it? Sade Saat. Huh? Sade Saat. 7.5 years will start for that fellow. Okay, no problem. So, where a declaration required under Section 89 is not filed by the beneficial owner, then any right with respect to such share shall not be enforceable by the beneficial owner or by any person. And only exemption is trust, which is created to set up a mutual fund. Reason is, the mutual fund will be holding it in its name, but it is not the beneficial owner. Why? Because you are the beneficial owner. You are owning units in the MF now, but they can't give all your names now. So they are exempted. Okay. Now, in case the company pays to the person named, no problem. But once it is shown to be that he is not the beneficial owner, they will put a freeze on the dividend and say no more dividend. You decide who is the real owner, I'll pay to him. See, this is one of the exceptions wherein even if you do not pay dividend within 30 days, you are exempted, where there is a dispute. So, central government may exempt any class of companies. As of now, they are not exempted. Penalty for 88 itself. I'm sorry, for 89 penalty. Sorry, this is for 89. If you don't file, then fine of 50,000, 200 for every day. Okay. So, this is penalty under Section 89. Right, sir? And government companies are exempted from 89. So, you should also have a register of significant beneficial owner. Means those people who are controlling these shares, though they are not the owner, their name should be mentioned in the SPO register. Okay. Means who are the significant beneficial owner? Some right or entitlement in the reporting company. For example, they hold directly or indirectly not less than 10% of the shares. They hold directly, indirectly, together with any direct holdings, not less than 10% of the voting rights. Has the right to receive or participate in not less than 10% of the distributable dividend. Has the right to exercise or actually exercise. See, the minute your holding is crossing 10%, you become a significant beneficial owner. So your name should be entered in a separate register. Why? Because they will monitor. Oh, this guy is having more than, not less than 10. So, do you also remember 10% is a very important number for many of the provisions in the meetings, for requisitioning a meeting, for circulation of resolution. That is why 11% is a very significant number. When you are holding 11% in a company, to an extent you are strong. Even though you are a minority, you are strong because you can do certain things. You are now threshold level you have come. You can demand certain things from the company. That is why that 10 is given as a number. Okay. So, significant influence means power to participate directly or indirectly in the financial and operating policy. Majority stake, holding more than 1/2 of the equity share capital. Or more than 1/2. Where an individual holds any rights directly in his name, where he is holding it through some relatives, etc., it is indirect. Okay. Every reporting company shall give notice in form Ben 4 to any person whom the company knows or has reasonable cause to believe. Why you have to give? Because that gentleman alone may be holding only 5%, but indirectly through relatives, he may be holding another 7%. So you need to give a notice to him in Ben 4. You are a significant owner. Kindly give us confirmation. and we have to enter. Okay. So a register of beneficial owners in form Ben 3, which will be open for inspection during business hours. Okay. By any member. So to answer an earlier question, the register of members is not a public document. It is available for inspection only to the members, even with this register. How is beneficial interest determined? Boss, who will enjoy the financial benefits here? That fellow is the beneficial owner. That can be easily found out only by questioning. By offhand, I will not know because so-and-so will be shown as the owner. How I will know? It will come out in some other investigation. Are you able to understand? So, at one stage, the Benami will not take the pressure. So, he will tell who is the real owner. Mainly, how I will find out, no? See, you are saying, donkey or monkey is saying, I am the owner of these shares. How many shares? 5 lakh shares. How much you paid? 50 crore. Kanna, where did you get 50 crore? Prove the source. At that time, the fellow will get into trouble. 50 crore, this, that. See, many members of our institute claim to be experts in doing all this type of nonsense, creating source, boards and all. How much source can you create for that donkey? Literally donkey. Okay, there's a limit. So in a search case or in some other CBI investigation, they will put Latti in the thing and hit. And then that fellow will tell the truth. At that time, where did you get the money, man? 50 crore, like that they will ask. So he will say, sorry, sir, it's not my money, sir. Then whose money? Tell. It is Mr. Agarwal's money, sir. Oh, then when did you get it, man? No, sir, that he gave to me in cash. I deposited in my bank over last 5 years, sir. Then I paid a little bit of tax. It is not my money, sir. It is his money, sir. Okay, give me solemn statement, sworn statement. Then sworn statement will be given. Then they will send donkey, or they will keep donkey in the jail, and then they will call our Agarwal. Say, Agarwal ji, I come. No, what is this? Why are you wasting my time? No, sorry, I'm very busy, man. No, you come and sit down. No, that those shares are there, they belong to you. No, they belong to donkey. No, donkey has given sworn statement. It is not his, it is yours. Sworn statement? Show me. Then balloon will be pricked. Then Agarwal will come to terms. Then he will talk terms to the department, or he will bring his auditor, lawyer. That's a different story. Okay. Have I given you a very practical explanation, Mr. Mohit? How is beneficial interest determined? Later on, if you are going to become a tax practitioner or you are going to be engaged in this type of income tax practice, then you will be actively engaged in this type of activities. You will be going along with Agarwal. All that is a nice life. That was a life that I decided not to lead. That was an activity I said I will not do. It's a headache for no reason, which is why I will never see political client. I will never see senior actor client. You might say you may never get an opportunity. No. I had politicians. I surrendered the file. I had senior actor. I gave the file back. I had clients who are engaged in making alcohol and distilling arak. I gave the file back. Even though substantial fees went away, I gave it back because first of all, it is not good for my long-term growth as an individual to headache. Okay. So now, Sahara owner and all, what to do? If you are auditor for Sahara, is it any great fame to be like that? On the other hand, I have clients who started with 3 lakhs, went on to become 300 crores. I've been there with them. I've got clients who started with 30 lakhs. Today, they're celebrating 60 years, 50 years. They're celebrating. They have moved from very small turnover of 30 lakhs. Now they are doing 800 crores. I'm very proud to have clients like that. And I have been with them for 35 years. My father and me together, we have been with them for 50 years. We have been there. This is pride, man. Being auditor for a politician, no need. Okay. So, not able to answer where it came from the income, then Benami. Yeah, see, somewhere he will get caught. Easy to get caught. Then some stage he will break. Which is why, if you are going to become a very intelligent chartered accountant, what you'll do, you'll try to help this type of criminals to create a paper trail so that they won't get caught. But somewhere, I'll tell you, one small chisel, the CBI will break it, or the search people will break it. Somewhere they will have a control and they will break it. Then all your complex scheme will fall, and the reality will come out. The corruption and fraud will come out. My company name better not, na, because that will amount to advertisement. Na? Okay, you know my name. The Institute ka record is there. You check out. I'm a managing partner. Okay, why? There's nothing. It's not a secret. My firm is called Karpagam, Krishnan and Natarajan. I've been practicing for 35 years now. Karpagam, Krishnan and Natarajan. Earlier it was called Karpagam & Co. It's a Chennai-based company. Karpagam is the name of the goddess. Mylapur. There is a lady called Karpagam. She's the goddess. She sits in the temple. My father started the firm in her name. And Karpagam, then Krishnan and Natarajan merged. And we now have Karpagam, Krishnan and Natarajan. Our values are more important than money, sir. Money is coming. We are rich, no doubt. We are not poor people. But values are more important, sir. How I earn my money is as important as how much I earn, sir. Okay. This is my humble view. Please don't mistake me for giving this type of unnecessary advice to you. But as a senior member in the profession, I'm humbly suggesting, don't be attracted by money. Money can be earned. Reputation cannot be earned. Read the book, Tech Phoenix, written by our past president, Padma Shri T.N. Manoharan and V. Pattabhiram, C.A. Pattabhiram. Read that book. Therein you will find great lessons on ethics, written by our own member, 2 members of our own institute. Practically, please read it and be inspired, is all I can say. Yeah, risk of life is also there, especially in Uttar Pradesh and Bihar and all. If you are auditor of a politician, your risk of life is also there. Luckily, in Tamil Nadu, that is not there. No, in earlier one regime, that was also there. Risk of life was also there. Chalo, this is all boring stuff here. Let us not waste our time on this. In case where a company fails to give the information to them, then the company can apply to the tribunal and get the information. The tribunal will direct that person to do it. Okay? All these elaborate provisions are there, but no. Okay? So, the SBO is also supposed to give a declaration within 90 days from the act, etc. All this is meant to ensure that beneficial ownership is clearly recorded. That's all. Otherwise, there's nothing great in this provision. Not important from exam point of view. 100%. Now, if you ask me, I will tell you openly. If the SBO fails to declare initial failure, 50,000. Continuous failure, 1,000 per day, restricted to rupees 2 lakhs, 90. Okay. If the reporting company does not maintain the register, 1 lakh, continuous failure. Every officer, 25,200 per day. Okay. Where the intentionally false information is furnished, then 447. Do you remember? 447, mother of all penal provisions. Government company section 90 shall not apply, provided that government company has filed the financial statements and annual return. Okay. Now, sometimes the register of members of a company may have to be closed for the purpose of determining who are the people. See, in those days, when you wanted to declare a dividend, we have to close. Now, see, the point is this. Continuously, transfer forms will be coming. Continuously, transfers will be happening. Now, so when will I stop? When will I decide who will give the dividend? So we will inform book closure date. From so-and-so date to so-and-so date, the register of members will be closed, or register of debenture holder will be closed. Means what? From so-and-so date, now suppose for example, register of members will be closed from 15th July to 25th July. No problem. Then if you want to get the dividend, or if you want to be seen as a member, you should send the shares for registration before 15th of July. If any transfer form is received after 15th of July, the register of members will not be updated till 25th. So this, between 15 and 25, whatever transfer information is given, that will get updated only on 26th. So those who send it before 15th, they will update the register of members and they will only get the dividend. This was the logic for closure of the register of members. So even though it is applicable, to unlisted companies or companies where the listing is not there, where the delisted shares are not, dematerialized shares are not there, still this closure is needed. So a company may close the register of members by giving minimum 7 days notice or such lesser period as may be specified by SEBI. The register may be closed for any period not exceeding 30 days at one time and for 45 days in 1 year. But nowadays, no company closes. Because listed company, why you can announce a record date. Today they announce a record date and they say, those of you who are shareholders on 20th of July will get bonus share. So we will say DP is giving you the information every day, ma. So 19th ka data will come on 20th. 20th ka data will come on 21st. So by 21st, you'll know who are all the members eligible for bonus. So they announce a record date. Book closure rarely happens for listed companies. Unlisted companies also, after all, there will be only 15 shareholders. What's the big deal? But still, the provision is there. Not relevant. Not important. That's why I'm saying this is not important from the exam point of view. Okay. See, book closure should be informed by the company in the public, in the newspaper and all. See, in those days, it made sense when we were holding physical shares. We have to send it for a registration. So we will all rush. We will go to the company and give it to the Secretarial department. If it's a Chennai-based company, we'll ask them to give a seal and all so that we'll be entitled to the dividend. Okay. So if there is any contravention, then there is a penalty, right? Private companies have been exempted from issuing public notice in newspapers, provided it issues 7 days notice to its members. No problem. Now, finally, we come to 92. 92 slightly important because this is an important return. It's called annual return. Non-filing of this annual return and financial statement has some other consequences. You will be seeing it later. That is why this section 92 is very important. Every company shall file its annual return in form number MGT7. This is another company secretary favorite form because it has to be certified by a company secretary. They get some money. So they allow this MGT7. Exception OPC. OPC shall file annual return in form MGT7A from financial year 2021. That is 21 March onwards. MGT7A. Every company shall prepare a return in the prescribed form MGT7 or 7A as the case may be, and it will contain the details. What are they? Registered office, principal business activities, particulars of holding subsidiary and associate, shares, debentures and shareholding pattern, members and debenture holders list. If it's a huge list, you need not give it in printout. You can give it in soft copy. Promoters, directors, key managerial personnel, meeting of members when they met, board when they met, remuneration of directors, etc. Any penalty imposed on any directors or punishment, matters relating to certification of compliances, etc. Details as may be prescribed about foreign institutional investor holding, such other matters as may be prescribed. This MGT7 is called annual return. Annual return has to be signed by the company and the company secretary. If there is no company secretary, by a company secretary in practice. OPC, the annual return should be signed by the company secretary. Where there is no company secretary, by the director. Okay. An abridged annual return has been prescribed for OPC, small company, etc. Not yet. Only OPC you have 7A. The annual return filed by listed company or a company having paid up share capital of 10 crore or more or a turnover of 50 crore or more shall be certified by a company secretary. That is why these company secretaries love this MGT7 because where the paid up share capital is 10 crore or more, or even if one condition is satisfied enough, turnover is 50 crore or more, then the annual return has to be certified by a company secretary. The certificate will be in form MGT8. Oh, yo, they will make such a big fuss about it, yeah. I will complete my audit itself quickly. This fellow will take a long time for issuing MGT8. I'll call him and ask, what is your problem, man? Sign it and go. No, sir. I have to verify. What verify? Just simple matters. What are these? You can't verify this, sir. Everything I have already seen, I have certified in. You just have to ensure that it is there. Once you have a look and sign it, like that I will. Sometimes I'll get a little upset because most of them are my students. But they'll make such a big fuss, yeah. As if this is something great. They will say, MGT8 has to be signed, sir. I need to be very careful like that. They will say, okay, man, be careful, but take quickly and finish it, yeah. Because bank, other matters will be pending, because only if you do this, the bank will take up the loan processing like that. Okay. So, I mean, believe me, I have nothing personally against company secretaries. My own daughter is a company secretary, and she is working in a company as a company secretary. But somehow, sometimes I get irritated with those fellows. See, we chartered accountants are taking so much risk and doing so much, but we are not doing banda. They'll do all sorts of banda. That is when I'll get a little upset. Okay. This annual return will be placed in the website of the company. Very, very important. A copy of the annual return in MGT 7 shall be filed with the registrar within 60 days. Financial statement 135 within 30 days. This is within 60 days. From the date on which the AGM is held, or where no AGM is held, within 60 days from the date on which the AGM should have been held, along with the reasons for not holding AGM. So even if you do not hold the AGM, you have to file the annual return. So if you do not file, penalty as usual, penalty 10,000, 100 rupees per day. The Ministry of Capital Affairs is minting money on penalties, I'm telling you. Okay. So what we do now, all our corporate clients, we keep them informed. Well ahead in around April month, we will send May, we will send a mail saying, boss, it's my duty to inform you, you have to do this. Your paid up share capital is more than 10 crore. Therefore, your company secretary should also, practicing company secretary should give certificate. And we have a panel of company secretaries. We refer them. Say, please go to the gentleman. He will do it for you. Or lady, as the case may be, she will do it for you. These registers and returns should be kept in the registered office, but can also be kept at a place in India other than the registered office, provided it is approved by special resolution. Okay. All the registers that we have seen can be inspected. Okay. By any member, debenture holder, any other security holder, and by any other person. So, register of members, register of debenture holders, index of debenture holders, an annual return can be inspected by any person on payment of fee. But register of beneficial ownership, no, only by members. Okay. Any member, debenture holder. So, you are asking me now whether it is a public document. Yes, these are register of members, register of debenture holder, register of index of members and debenture holders, foreign register, and all this is annual return copies, public document. Whereas register of SBO and beneficial ownership, not a public document. Only members can inspect. Okay. So you can ask for it. In case there is any refusal, then you have to be. Register of members along with index shall be preserved permanently. Do you remember you asked me minutes also permanently. No question of destruction. And it should be in the custody of company preservation of register and by the members of the secretary or any other person authorized by the board. Okay. Register of debenture holders and other security holders 8 years from the date of redemption of debentures or securities. Everything will be in the custody of the company secretary or any other person authorized by the board for such. Okay. All documents filed shall be kept for 8 years. Foreign register should be preserved permanently. Okay. Debenture holders 8 years from the date of redemption. Okay. If any inspection is refused, then there is a penalty. Okay. 1,000 rupees for every day, subject to a maximum of 1 lakh. Right, sir? Registers, indices, and copies of annual return are prima facie evidence. So, if your name is in the register of members, it is prima facie evidence that you are a member. Are you able to understand? So, you don't have to prove that. Merely providing this is enough. That is a documentary evidence. Fantastic. So, we have come to an end of the topic called management and administration. I hope I have clarified all your doubts. If you have any other doubts, anything at all you want to ask me, kindly go ahead. We have another 5 to 10 minutes more. kindly feel free to ask any other question. Now, I can keep the floor open for any other questions. Documents filed with the ROC automatically become public documents. Absolutely. Doctrine of constructive notice will automatically apply to them. Automatically. Anything filed with the registrar, public. Except where it is stated not public. Like if you remember MGT 14, 179.3 ka subject matter, if you are filing, confidential. So where it is specifically stated as not public, no. Otherwise, it is public. Very correctly said. If you have any doubt, anything, kindly ask me now. Okay. Not during my session. Ask me now. Yes. Today we have completed Companies Act. I don't know about the other. I think this is the last topic completed with this company law. By next class, I will be having on, I think, hopefully, inshallah, Monday, when I will hope to take Negotiable Instruments Act or something. So I'm waiting for any more questions from you all. So I will give you some time to think of questions if you have any. So whatever question you want. Can a person be a proxy of person holding shares in more than one company? Why not? Why not? Suppose, no, can be a proxy of person holding shares in more than. Madam, Mr. A is holding shares in AB Limited and CD Limited. He is appointing Mr. Y as proxy. Yeah, but two proxy forms will be needed. He can't give single proxy for both the companies. Alag proxy needed. So for this company, he has to give one proxy, the other company has to give. He can, like that, Y can be proxy for 50 companies also, no problem. But separate proxy forms, separate signature. Okay, only example can clear the concept by you. Yeah, thank you. I don't know what you are meaning by that, but I thank you if it is a good statement. I thank you for it. Yeah. Generally examples are better than abstract statements. Correct. Wow, Darshan, you are really great. Yeah. See, Arjuna, after listening to Krishna for nearly, that entire 6th chapter is listening. Up to 6 chapters. From chapter number 2, when he falls at Krishna's feet and says Karpanya dosha, from that point, Krishna is explaining so many things, including how to control the mind, how to sit, how to hold the body, so on and so forth. After listening to all that, Arjuna is a fool like me. He is again asking Krishna how to control the mind like that. He is saying, difficult to control the mind. Sanchalam hi mana Krishna, pramadi, palavat, dridam, tasyaham, nigraham manye, vajoriva sudhistaram. He says, this mind is fleeting like the wind. It is running around. So controlling it is like controlling the wind. How do I do that? So Krishna says, asamshayam mahabaho. Absolutely correct. Oh, mighty armed one. You see, Arjuna is absolutely correct. Okay. The student says something controversial. The real teacher doesn't say you are wrong. He says you are right. Asamshayam mahabaho. Ano durnigraham chalam. Absolutely correct. It's very difficult. The mind is difficult to control and it keeps moving. But now comes the answer, Darshan, and all of you, please listen. This will be the last thing I will tell today. Abhyasena tu kaunteya vairagyena cha grihyate. The mind is controlled by abhyasa and vairagya. What is abhyasa? Practice. Continuous practice. Whatever. And vairagya. Determination. Okay. Absolute detachment and determination. So forget Arjuna. Arjuna's goal was to attain salvation. Your goal is to become chartered accountant. Now, so hold on to that goal and continuously work on a daily basis, at least 4 hours to 5 hours, dedicate for this. Morning, 2 hours, 2.5 hours, evening, 2.5 hours. Enough. If you're going to write in May, that is enough. If you're going to write in November also, no problem. You still have time, but maybe you need to spend a little more time. If you're in the exam leave, then you have a lot of time. Minimum 10 to 12 hours you have to study. Abhyasena or vairagya. So, abhyasa and vairagya. This is the answer given by Krishna, and humble suggestion is that. See, you have the body, you have the mind, and you have the intellect. Body is demanding continuously, saying, hey, boring, I feel bored, this guy is talking. But intellect is telling, hey, This is important from the exam point of view. I want to become CA. This is relevant for my goal. Now the mind is in the middle now. The mind is now going to listen to the body or to the intellect. You have to decide whether this mind is going to see. Mind is will decide the majority. Whichever side mind is voting, that side will win. Now, so are you going to allow the mind to go to the body and do whatever you want, or are you going to allow it to go to the intellect and do what the correct thing is to be done? This is the constant choice for all CA students. So tomorrow IPL match, tomorrow match between India and Australia, India and Pakistan. I cannot miss it. Mind is telling, mind is thinking to the body, we'll go. But intellect is telling, no, study. Aaj to study karna, you have to prepare the exam. Now, is this mind going to go to the body or it is going to go to the intellect? You have to decide. Your mind has to decide. Which is more important for you? Becoming a member of our institute or watching cricket match? Becoming a member of our institute or doing something else? You decide and act accordingly. This is, since we had a little more time, I'm taking this opportunity to give you this type of suggestion. And I thank you for your kind and patient listening to this. Pledge, hypothecation, charge and lien. We have time, I'll explain. Just give me one time. KMN Limited scheduled its annual general meeting to be held on 11th March to 11 a.m. The company has 900 members. On 11th March, the following persons are present: P1, P2, and P3 shareholders. Chapter 7, one member by the articles. Therefore, a meeting do examine with reference to whether the quorum is. This is basically quorum. That is 900 members. Public company. So, we need minimum 5. Minimum 15 we need now. So only P1 and P2, P3. Hey, I'll do one thing. I'll take this on advisement. I'll give you the answer in the next class. Basically, the way you have given the question, it's a little vague, ma'am. Okay, I will go refer to it and I'll give you the answer in my next class. Okay? November 2018. I don't know. Just give me which. Okay? Basically, this is on quorum. Just read the problem correctly and then check out the quorum number. I already given that now. See if the quorum is present, that's all. Okay? It looks like there is no quorum. Okay, whether quorum was present. If what will be your answer if P4 representing ABC Limited reached after? Even then there is no quorum. As my humble submission is that there is no quorum. Okay, and in case lack of quorum, discuss the provision. The meeting if the quorum is not present within half an hour, quorum shall. It is a straightforward question, Nilesh. By now, your knowledge of, if you attended my class sincerely and understood, you should be able to answer that question. Quorum is not present because you go to the quorum provision and see for a public company having more than 1,500 up to 1,500, what is the quorum? Whereas there P1, P2, P3, only 3 people are there. How quorum can be there? And even if P4 joins representing a company, he can be counted for quorum, but he is coming after 11:30. So beyond half an hour. So if the quorum is not present within half an hour from the time appointed, meeting shall stand adjourned. To the same time, same day, same place, the next, blah, 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 blah. If at the adjourned meeting also a quorum is not present, members present shall form a valid quorum. That's all. That is the answer that you have to write. Okay. So P is person, I understood. P1, P2, P3. That's all. I have given the answer now. I hope you got the answer. Okay. You also check out the answer. Difference between pledge and hypothecation. Sir, pledge is movable goods. When they are given as security, it is called pledge. You studied bailment now. Pledge is a special type of bailment where possession in movable goods is transferred. Possession is transferred as a security for repayment of a debt. Where possession is transferred as security for repayment of a debt. Hypothecation is used both for movable and immovable goods. But the word hypothecation is common for movable and immovable. Usually, we don't use pledge for certain goods which are slightly larger in size. We call hypothecation. Machinery, vehicles, we don't call it as pledge. We call it as hypothecation. Okay? Same. Similar to pledge only, where the goods are offered or that asset is offered as a security. And charge and lien we have already seen, boss. When any asset of the company is offered as a security for payment of a debt, a charge is said to be created. See, charge is a bigger term. Charge includes mortgage, pledge, hypothecation. Everything is included. But lien is different. Lien is the right of a person to retain possession of movable goods. Are you able to understand, Mohit? You are asking that question, na? So, lien is the statutory right of a person to retain possession of movable goods for payment of any amount due, debt. So, you have specific lien, you have general lien. Bailey has only specific lien. He can only retain the goods for repayment of the money due against that goods. This is in respect of non-gratuitous bailment. Whereas banker, wharfinger broker has general lien, where for any debt, he can retain possession. Okay, warehouse keeper can say, unless you give me the money for the storage, I will not release the goods. So lien is the right to retain goods. That's all. Whereas pledge is different. Possession is transferred as a security. In case you do not repay the loan, I have the right to sell. Lien does not confer the right to sell. Okay, I don't know if you studied Sale of Goods Act. The unpaid seller has three rights. He has the right of lien, he has the right to sell, and he has the right to take possession also. Yeah, and the right to sell. Okay, unless you exercise lien, you should have physical possession before you can sell. Okay, so I hope you have understood, sir, all the four terms. They are legal terms. I hope you have understood, Mr. Mohit. Kindly, can you confirm that you have understood? See, in your point, pledge, hypothecation, charge are come under one category, where assets are given as security for repayment of a debt. Lien is not in that category. Lien is different. Okay, assets are not given as security, and right to sell is not there in lien. Only retain possession. Corporate law will not be a core subject. It will be self-paced model. Enjoy. See what happened now? Another about 2 years, chartered accountants will come out without any knowledge of company law. Then in the interview, we'll catch them. Then only suddenly somebody will go and say, no, company law is very important. That should not be given as non-core subject. Then again, they will change the syllabus. How many times they will change the syllabus, I don't know. Okay. So even if it is not core subject, my dear friend, in your own interest, please study it well. It is very important from the life point of view. Please don't say it is not there, it is not core subject, sir, I will not study. Don't do that. It's a self-paced model also. Take it seriously and read it, because that knowledge is essential for your career as a finance-related professional. Okay. So don't immediately say, sir, it's a non-core subject. Don't celebrate. Because it's non-core subject, you cannot afford not to know it. Okay. Ignorance will be very shameful. If suppose a person of my stature is there and you don't even know anything about company law, ask, hey, what did you do? What did you study in CA, man, like that? So don't, even if the institute is doing something, don't take a risk. Certain topics. For example, when I studied no indirect tax, does it mean I will not study indirect tax on my own? I will. Even if there is no exam, I will study, because my reputation as a chartered accountant is affected. Yeah. If I don't know, the world will think less of me if I say I don't know. Will you tell your client, company law was non-core subject, so I did not study? Like that, you will say, tell her. No. Okay. So kindly don't mistake me. These are my views, not the views of the Institute of Company Chartered Accountants of India, not the views of the Board of Studies. Okay. Good. Right to retain, right to resale, right to stoppage in transit. Correct. That's what I was trying to remember. Stoppage in transit. Beautiful. Okay. Provided it is with a common carrier. If it has been delivered to the agent of a buyer, gone. Right to stoppage in transit, gone. Beautiful subject, ma. Law is a beautiful subject, ma. Enjoy the subject, yeah. You will look at it practically from the real life. Law is happening around you. Law is happening around you. Practically, learn it. It's a beautiful subject. Okay. Fantastic. I hope we had a good time, and I hope you enjoyed this session as much as I did. Thank you for keeping the questions coming, and looking forward to your, inshallah, further interaction with you in the next week on non-company law subject. Bye. Good night. See you.